everybody, and welcome to Roll Together RPG and to our next episode of the Chronicles of Aeodrun Awakening series. My name is Josh. I use he, him pronouns, and as you can see, I am joined by my menagerie of players. I'm going to get them all to introduce themselves now. Menagerie? I'm just taking some words from one of our players. Yes, I'm going to get you all to introduce yourselves. As you introduce yourselves, your characters, their pronouns, your pronouns, and all of that stuff, let us know what you as a player enjoyed about the last session you were in, and also how your character might be feeling at this precise moment in time. I'm going to start with the person who's directly below me on the Zoom call, which is Sean.
It's always me.
It's always you.
Okay. Hi, I'm Sean. I use he, him pronouns, as does Conan Udric, my character, who is an orcish, apparently druid. Did not know this, but is. I mean, I knew this. He didn't know this. Anyway. Last session, he did a bit of gardening, and he encountered someone at the infirmary who was able to give him a bit more. None of this, thank you, Talia. Was able to give him some pointers and potentially be someone who might train him in the way of the druid. And nothing else. Thank you very much.
Train him in the ways of nature.
Yep. Yep. Plenty to learn about, all sorts of creatures.
The birds and the bees. Yeah, we get where it's
Oh,
going.
yeah.
Yes,
How to make the flowers grow.
If we were in favour, wouldn't it be the Abale and the Aarakocra?
They're still normal birds and bees.
Okay. It's just me trying to be funny. I'll go in the corner.
Not in this world, Josh. We've talked about the animal folk.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's, I think, my highlight is Udric being placed in very awkward positions and everybody else enjoying it far more than I would like they did.
Oh.
We as characters didn't see it, so it's your little secret. So you can
Absolutely. Look, and we as characters wouldn't make fun of it at all. We as players.
100%.
Our characters are nicer than we are, and that's fantasy, baby.
How's Udric feeling at the moment?
I think Udric's probably still stewing a little bit about the incident with, the big bastard. Kindak is, still a little bit sore about that. Doesn't really see why it turned out the way it did, and wants to punch him in the face.
I think that's most players' thoughts and feelings on that particular character. Anyway, moving on, going to go to the person that I have below Sean. It's going to be Nat.
Oh, hi. Hello. I'm Nat. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Elodie Fogg, who also uses she, her pronouns. She is a human ? Although actually, in the last episode, we had conversations with Perry where she's like, what is this angel blessed thing? Maybe I need to have a look at that. And she is also a blood hunter and a little bit of artificer. And in the last episode, we had conversations of like Spider-Man pointing at each other with Perry, and then also wanting to talk to Solomon and wanting to look after her new ether flubber thing that she's created, but then also getting swept along into searching for Perry's book and fighting drowners. And she did not have any magic Solarimus potions left. So this was Elodie's first fight as herself. But she managed okay. She may have slightly flown away a little bit, but it's okay. Right now she is mostly quite stressed because Lucian could have died, and Perry disappeared for like 45 minutes mid-fight. And
as you do.
And she can. Elodie can only fly for 1 minute, so we managed to escape up the cliffs, and then she had to fortunately has started learning some spells and spell casting, so was able to sort of throw herself off a cliff and feather fall to help Lucian out, to then be firemen carried back up the cliff. And it's been a dramatic time, and she's quite stressed, I think, is the conclusion.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, moving on from that, we're going to go to the person who I currently have directly below Nat, which is Talia.
Hey, hi, hello. It's me, Talia. Woo! Yes, I don't know why that was such a... Anyway, Talia here, she, her pronouns, playing Fiend Fallen Paladin Kira Castillo, who is single mom who works 2 jobs, loves her kids, and just too busy to stop.
Is this your dating profile?
Yes.
Loves long walks on the beaches, killing drowners.
Killing drowners.
Not horses.
Not interested in creating a profile, but if people want to know certain people, maybe, you know. As a friend, she has no idea what's going on at the moment with this. But anyway, yes, at the moment she is highly, highly stressed about everything. One of her siblings is already here causing havoc. The other sibling is coming here to cause havoc. The third sibling, honestly, probably causing havoc somewhere. The nature of the beast. But at the moment, with her kid and with Tally, I'm just in the gardens, just having a nice, peaceful time. No, stop that.
With Tali, you say?
Shut up.
In the gardens, you
In
say?
the gardens. Just having a relaxing time and definitely not taking the opportunity to try and practice, like, hide and seek to... Okay. Look, it's a very innocent, peaceful time with maybe training undertones, and that is it.
Lots of wrestling. Got it.
Shut up!
I will not!
I feel like we've really missed out on this gardens action.
I've decided that I'm going to have to stop teasing Sean because I do not like being on the other side of this.
The glee in Sean's eye when they're doing the kissy motion, it's like, oh yeah, turn around.
Shut up. No.
Reminds me of that moment from Scrubs. Payback is a bitch. Payback is... No, nobody watched Scrubs?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did. I'm just I'm not reliving it. Anyway, in the gardens. It's nice. The weather's glorious. Stressed.
Fully clothed. Moving on from that, we are going to go to the person who I have directly underneath Talia, which is Evie.
Hi, I am Evie. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Peripatea or Peri, who uses she, they pronouns. Peri is a maybe angel fallen? It's still a little bit unclear at this point. Looks like a dark elf, zealot barbarian. And last session, something that I liked that happens are many things, including getting a journal, running into some dude that just doesn't like me for something I did in a past life, as you do, and running into an old lady who gave me a candy apple and teleported me away mysteriously. That was fun. But I'd say the thing that I liked most was Pinky swearing Elodie to secrecy about all of my secrets. So finally have someone to talk to about the conspiracy board, which is nice. And Peri at the moment is feeling pretty good, actually. It's been a real stressful week, but they finally had a win. Finally got the book. Everything went completely to plan, at least their plan. And they've got something concrete to show for their efforts, and is looking forward to yelling at Solomon and getting some clarification now that I'm feeling a bit more positive about things.
Dude, I need to...
No, Sean, no.
I need to prepare myself for that moment.
Use this action responsibly, Sean. The kissy action needs to be used with care.
Not this version of Peri. Past versions, we don't know, but...
Travelled with him
I
for
feel
100
like I'm Joey
years.
using
What
bunny
can
ear
happen in that
quotes
time?
now. Oh,
And finally, going to the person who's right at the bottom of my list, read into that what you will, is Tom.
Hello, everyone. Perpetual troublemaker and bottom of everyone's lists. Tom, he, him. Playing Bram Shatteroak, also he, him, a half-orc, half-elf fighter / warlock. Bram had a first time. He's actually had a decent night's sleep in probably a couple of years. Part of that was that our nearly esteemed druid was like, "Hey mate, it's okay if I try some magic on you?" And Bram's like, "Yeah," and got knocked out for an hour. Bram, after spending the entire night drinking and then having a lot of emotions, seems to be weirdly back on the Solomon train, which is not good for him. But mostly because Solomon's like, "Well, you know, there's an adventure that could save the world." And Bram's like, "The chance to be a hero, you say? Where's my girlfriend?" "Oh, you know, doing tasks." Also, I think a highlight was like, "Can you take care of..." No, actually, applicable smoochies there. I mean, it was 5 years ago, but I still have a... Anyway, where Solomon was like, "Can you take care of these people?" And it was all the not orcs. It's like, orcs can take care of themselves. Sexism, and also weirdly, Solomon. Anyway, yes, Bram is also probably incredibly stressed, also having garden time by himself, and is just getting twitchy. This is the longest he's probably spent in a place in a good long while, and adventures over that mountain and possible death. He rushes towards his end. Yeah, no, everything's fine. We're all good. We're all absolutely fine. Don't worry about us.
Grab you at the back of your neck. You are not running to death.
Oh, that was another highlight where Hero was like, "Yeah, we might possibly be related. Don't make a thing of it. I don't want..." You're getting that look in your eyes about found family. Stop it. Yeah. Anyway.
And with that, before we carry on with the rest of the session, we have some sponsors and supporters to thank. Our sponsor is Phoenix Dice, and our supporters are Idol Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Bearded Ladies, and Michael Dobson's character art. You can find all of those in the chat or in the description below. Speaking of the description below, if you are watching us on YouTube, please do consider leaving a like, subscribing to the channel, and commenting down below. It lets the algorithm let us know what you like, so we know what to make more of for you. Massive thank you to the D20 Club on Patreon. They are fantastic. They are the best. You can join them from as little as one of your local currency per month by following the links in chat in the description below. You can join them for as little as one of your local currency, which must be sent to Tom.
Right, you didn't say it was goats.
I didn't say it was goats. I got it wrong this time. You must send all of your
Send
local
him
currency
cash.
to Tom.
Send him cash.
I'm getting paid, yo! I'm going to Disneyland!
Roll Together will take the goats this time only.
I never wanted them. It's the greatest scam of all.
There are some good stuff on the tiers. Come join them and have some fun. I believe that is everything that I need to say. And we are going to go to our title screen, and then we're going to jump into tonight's episode of Awakening.
Ooh.
In our last session, we had a little bit of an explore with Elodie, Perry, and Lucian. Lucian was in the hospital and quickly left after a friend of his, who nobody knows about, basically dragged them out of the hospital from looking after Celia and took him towards the bakery. At the exact same time, or a few hours before, during the night, Perry had a rather bad dream. Worse than usual, and woke up along with Elodie, and they both left. There was an argument happening between Lilla and Tally about Lilla. Sorry, I keep getting them too confused. About Lilla going to the doctors to see, or the healer to see about what happened to her the night previously. Tally revealed that Lilla was stabbed during the incident with Kimdak 5 years ago that resulted in Bram's being pushed off of a cliff. And since then, she has been sleeping a lot when she exerts a lot of magical energy. After Lucian, Elodie, and Perry meet up at the bakery, they then decide to swap places with each other. In what was probably one of my most awkward moments of trying to get everyone together and then not realising what I did. Perry and Elodie had a heart-to-heart, formed a bond. Crag tried to jump Lucian, and everybody ended up being happy and went to the beach to get the book, basically, in the end. And that went fun. That went well.
We went to go speak to Solomon, and then Perry got stressed, and we decided that it would be good to have the book
He did throw his breakfast of a sausage roll that had already been on the floor down the stairs to him.
Yes.
To our credit.
Yeah,
You did do that. You went, have that, and then you went to the beach. Well,
Yeah.
Time-wise, I'm sitting on the stairs when that happens, so a sausage roll just bounces down, and Bram's like, oh, okay, I guess that's breakfast.
yeah, pretty much.
Solomon hasn't had breakfast.
They've not fed him. You all went to the quay, where you met a rather large gentleman who was tending to some crates and stuff. They asked for a rowboat. It was quickly discovered that rowboats are either on the beach, on the quay, or tied up underneath the quay. There's no rowboats in the water. After the guy was like, you're going to get killed if you go out there, the party still decided to go out on the rowboat, and it became pretty much a game of cat and mouse, or fish and shark and fish, or something. I don't know, whatever the phrase is. And a fight ensued with 15 drowners. A lot of them got killed. The gentleman who they spoke to revealed himself to be a seal folk or walrus folk known as Avari, another type of animal folk, and basically helped them out while Perry climbed into the cave, found the journal, carried on going, ended up in the marketplace, got teleported back out, all while Elodie and Lucian were fighting the drowners. And then Lucian pretty much went, I've had enough of this. put Elodie over his shoulders and climbed up the mountain. The cliff, sorry. And that's where we're going to pick up the session, going all the way to the gardens. All of this stress and stuff has happened on the top of the cliff, and then we flick ourselves over towards the gardens where Udric is tending to the flowers that are around the tree. What would Bram and Hera be doing while Udric's doing that? And what would Udric be doing specifically? I'll leave it up to you to tell me, all three of you.
I mean, go on.
Oh, I've probably got the easiest job here. Udric is still trying to kind of set up a sort of more obvious worshipping place to the nature deity. So we'll probably be, trying to go along. Probably trying to, when people do that kind of balancing stone thing that you're not supposed to do, don't do it. Like try and create a kind of sculpture out of stones of various sizes and just kind of layering them, maybe. And hoping that'll suffice in terms of kind of nature, but not too much like interfering of the space, I guess, for the nature bit.
Can we just go back to the fact that you said you're not supposed to make cairns?
Yes.
Not supposed to move the rocks, I think. Just in general, it's the same like when you're not supposed to take shells off the beach. It's like it's an environment for creatures.
Sure.
Also invokes ancient, devils in the woods, and
I thought this was a world building thing that I'd established that I'd completely forgotten about for a second.
It is now.
No. I mean, it is now.
Yeah.
The devil's thing is for world building now. In real life, you don't do that because you are messing up the ecosystem of the animals that live there for your own aesthetic, momentary pleasure, and also there are actual cairns, like tower systems set up as things by like the park rangers who need to be able to identify which ones are which and useful. So it's a 2-for-1 bad thing, don't do it.
Also, as we said, in this world, you build a little temple and then something rises up and is like, oh, thank you for the gift.
If you don't know what you're doing, something bad comes. So don't do it willy-nilly.
The more you know.
Yeah, you're able to pick up some stones and make quite large stones, and you're able to make a small shrine of various sizes, and starting from big to small, going up almost like almost pyramid-esque like, but not quite. And while you're doing that, what would Bram be doing?
I always feel like Bram's under another tree watching that happen at a distance and being like, you're not supposed to do that. Just quietly being like, memories of like his dad being like, well, you know, pretty much what I just did, where he was like, oh, well, you know, you build it, next thing you know, some kind of demon wants to talk to you, and Bram's like, I hope I never meet a demon. And Dad's like, well, see how things go. As we cut back to older Bram as a ghost fox just lies across his lap. Yeah, he's getting a bit twitchy now because, yeah, he's stopped, and that's weird. And that's that sort of weird thing of like, once you've actually had like a good night's sleep and then your body's like, can we have more of that? And he's like, no, no, we've got things to do. I think it's sort of like he's in a position where he's kind of he's watching the cairn being built and also like keeping an eye on, well, what we're going to hear heroes doing, you know, being like not integrating himself into the festivities but not being standoffish. If there's going to be food later, he'll probably eat it, but he's having a big think, like he was having last night on those stairs, where he's putting a lot in and then being kind of like, if we're looking at him mentally, he's like, I should go find Greta. You got killed last time you looked for Greta. Maybe you should tell someone. Do you trust these people? Do they trust you? What's going on? I should kill Kimdak. No, that's not a good idea. People would be mad. Oh my god, I have a cousin. So just like watching his eyes flicker. And then I think like one of the final thoughts is, he's like, Josh, did we establish that the graveyard is out of bounds? That the Reavers have... Because...
Nope.
No, okay. This is the thing, it's from a previous recording where it was like, and the Reavers are in the graveyard. And I was like, did they take over the graveyard? He's mentally like, I should go to the graveyard and pay my respects at some point.
It's right next to where you are currently.
I might go do that, actually. I'm not wandering off too far, but I'm just going to go have a moment with the light hoofs, and that's what have all this. And then we cut to like Bram kneeling in front of this grave, going, "So what do you think I should do?" And then cut round to a gravestone. He's like, "Well, worth a try." Yeah, no, he does he goes pays his respect to his auntie and uncle.
We're going to come back to that in a minute.
Oh no!
What is Hera doing?
Currently, nothing, because Sunny has tired herself out and is now asleep on my lap, covered in dirt. And so I am stuck there with a small, muddy child who is very determinedly going, don't want to take a nap, while she is currently having a nap.
Is it sort of in that, I'm not doing, I'm still awake. No. Sort of phase at the moment, and as she's fallen asleep on you, Tally comes over with some tissue and begins sort of trying to clean some of the mud off of her face, and sort of pull some of the hair out of her eye, even though it's shut, but pull some of the hair out of her eye. And, it's nice when they're this small, isn't it?
It is immeasurably stressful. The only benefit is that you can pick her up and run.
It's true. She's got a lot of paint on her. I'm probably doing some sort of painting project at school or something today. Okay, right. And Tally stands up, walks over to where she's bought like a little picnic basket, and she starts packing away some of the stuff that you've had to eat for lunch and things there. While that's happening, we're gonna.
I have been. So I think just while this has been happening, though, again, before. Yeah, just I think it's reading books or just listening to Tally read books. What this is, and occasionally throwing like apples and bread at Bram's head. to make sure he eats something. And again, we keep clashing eyes with each other because we are both very firmly on watch from different angles. So it's like I see what's behind him and he sees what's behind me, and we are just keeping a guard on everything's going on. So when he goes off to the graveyard, take a moment, clock it.
I think I would tell you. I'm not just going to disappear on you. Unless it's just a fence that I just like vault over and he's like, oh, he's off. Rolling down a hill.
That's fine. Oh. So yeah, I acknowledge that he goes off. And then more kiddo cleanup and just kind of now being more keeping a watch of everything going on.
Every now and then when you go to throw a bit of bread or an apple at him and it looks like it's going to go a little bit wide, it goes past his head, seems to circle around and smack him in the face. And you, from your point of view, you can just see an ethereal fox's tail that's grabbed the food and then hit him in the face with it.
Oh, she can interact with food when she wants to. But when we go and no, let's not talk about what I did last episode. Everything's fine. Yeah.
I know it's not me missing, so I know it's been catching it anyway because my aim is. I don't know.
Yep. And while all of that's happening, Bram goes to go into the graveyard. Hera has Sunny sleeping on her lap, and Udric is building a shrine to the Guardian of Nature. We zoom out of that section and go right to the top of the cliffs near the beachhead area, and we see Lucian, Elodie, and Perry all there. Lucian's looking a little bit worse for wear. He's got a few cuts and scrapes all over his arms. Elodie, with your particular skills in alchemical goods, you can see that there is a lot of greenish purple veins that are beginning to go up. Not purple because that insinuates something else.
Yes.
Yeah. Green and black.
Has he got allergies now?
Has he got allergies?
Has he got allergies? Greenish black veins going up his arms from where the scratches are.
Oh, okay. I think I have some elf fruit in my bag. Hold on, and she's gonna sort of mush some. She's probably not got any sort of paste prepared, but has like the fresh herbs. So it's gonna don't mind this. It'll be fine. I promise. And it's gonna chew some to make it into more of a mush, and then sort of okay. Please.
Gary will just pop up and be like, I can amputate if you need it.
No, I think we'll be fine. I think, Lucian, you just need to get yourself to the infirmary because I don't know enough about this, but this will help for now. And is just going to gently mash the elf root into the bite wounds. But you need to go, we need to go speak to Solomon, but you should go to the infirmary right now.
I'm not even going to attempt to do Lucian's voice because I will butcher it, but he will say that he'll take himself to the infirmary. If he spots the others on the way, he'll send them in your direction, but he'll go straight there because he wants to check on Celia anyway. So once you've finished pasting up his arm, or arms because they're on both arms, he will sort of give you both a curt nod, turn around and begin making his way down towards the infirmary.
It's much more fun when Bram's not around.
Sure.
Put that on the poster.
Did you at least get candy apples for the rest of us?
No, sorry, there was one left. Should I roll deception?
Roll deception, yeah.
Why are you like this, Perry?
That's so rude, honestly, and for no other reason apart from Perry's own delight.
Yeah, 13.
No, yeah. I only rolled a 10 on insight, so fine. Maybe Solomon will have some. Solomon, do you think he got his sausage roll?
I'm sure he found a way to get that sausage roll. He finds his way to anything that looks even remotely interesting. But I'm feeling a lot better. Do you want to go have this very long talk? I hesitate. I feel like it might go into a shouting match if things go badly, but we'll try and be chill.
Sure. Well, I have a lot of questions, and I feel like if I put them off any longer, my head's going to explode anyway, and I really need to check in on that aether sample that I made and make sure it's not escaped. Did you see it moved? It can move now.
It moved.
Yes, it sort of.
Like does an impression of a goopy thing.
Yes, it was. Well, it was vibrating in the vial, which was a problem. But also, the last time I looked at it, it seemed to sort of. I think it has intelligence.
One moment. I'm going to take out my new journal and flip through and just look for the words intelligence, ether, alive. Just very quickly.
Having a quick Control F search through the book. You don't find anything on alive. You do find a section on intelligence, on Aether, and on and you find the word chorus as well, which stands out to you.
Chorus. Sounds like a broken chorus. Okay. No, threads, I don't know quite how they go together, but Sunny was affected by this thing. It was causing her sort of a physiological pain in her head, like a headache. But she said it sounded like it was a broken chorus. So, okay.
Very
More questions for
specific
Solomon.
wording.
Yes, very specific. This is good. Obviously it is your journal. You should absolutely read through it first, but if past science you made any discoveries, I would love to read about them.
Oh yeah, there was some sort of scientific doohickey that looked like it had things you could do written all over it. But I want to look through my own journal first, see if there's actually anything I can use. And then, of course, you're in the secrets now, so I'll let you have a look at it and
Thank you.
make any notes you can. Also,
How fast a reader are you generally?
I don't know. I've never compared it to somebody else.
Okay, never mind. That's okay.
I mean, I'm sure I'm way above average.
Of course. Sure. Take your time.
Have you ever read? In the month you've been alive, have you actually ever read a book?
I feel like it's been on the list of things to do.
Which you can't read. Because you're
I
just
can
like, oh,
clearly write. I've been journaling.
yes.
Reading their own journals.
You found the sort of like sentience and intelligence and
Yeah.
chorus
Yeah.
pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So I think we're okay.
Yeah.
We'll be okay.
Yeah.
Shall we go speak to Mr. Solomon?
Yes, absolutely. Paul's massive bag full of many books and various things over his shoulder.
God, you
It's
had
getting
that
a little
with you.
ridiculous.
Oh,
I
that's
ran
fun.
through knee-high water with this. I'm going to need a bag of holding at some point.
Give me time.
And with the pair of you making your way towards Solomon's, we are going to shift our attention to the graveyard. Bram, can you make me a perception check, please? As you are looking for the Light Hoof's grave.
Have I had a proper sleep? Am I still exhausted? I don't know if I have.
I don't think you have, no, because I don't think the spell that Udric cast on you would count it as a long rest, did it?
No. So still.
I'll double check. I think it's short rest. Hibernation. No. So target regains D6 HP and sleeps for 10 minutes per hit point. I seem to remember rolling like 40 minutes or something.
I think I had a 40-minute nap in the back of a cart. So, yes. So, my point being that I'm still rolling with disadvantage.
Yes, so please roll me a perception check with disadvantage.
Because I am sleepy peepees. It's a 9.
Okay. You know exactly what you're looking for.
Mhm.
It just takes you a little while to find it. But eventually you do. In one of the rows, you find a two-headed gravestone that has both Greta's parents' name on, has their dates of births and dates of death. There's a few years between them, but their gravestone is there. What's your passive perception?
My passive, 13.
13, okay. So now that you found it, what would you like to do?
General cleansing and de-weeding. And I don't know if because we're talking like in the origin episode, we're talking about like there were mercenary rules. Like in real world, if you meet someone from your unit, you do a thing like putting coins on it, to show that you've been whatever would be the mercenary version of. Because Brown has pretty much considered himself part of the mercenary group. So to kind of like, and a little bit like, I think because I took a bottle of alcohol yesterday and I'm still sort of doing the pouring out kind of, basically just a ceremony of I'm here, I acknowledge, very quickly like filling them in and then just sort of like being like, I tell the grave, quietly, very quietly tell them about Sunny, but and that my mum's disappeared, and I'm going to go find Greta, and I'm going to take care of her now they're gone. Just generally kind of respect to the dead.
You would know from your mum and from when you were younger that there is a tradition where mercenaries who work within the same group as each other, or adventurers who work within the same group of each other, would pay respects in some form or another. Each one had their own different traditions, how they would do things. With your parents, it was less of a coin type thing, and it was more of a almost like crafted, like what they called whittled down a piece of wood that was shaped into a four-branched tree, and that was like a little symbol or badge that they'd have with them. Even though it looked quite thin and flimsy, it was really strong, like it was made out of really strong wood. And you wouldn't have one on you per se because you technically weren't part of the group, but you do notice that there is one on top of the grave.
Right. How weathered does that look?
It looks pretty fresh.
Like a video game, Brown gets out the picture, looks, and he's like, gone. Right. That's right. Again, so now doing the sort of thing of like, well, I don't have the symbol, but I'm gonna find Greta, and I'm gonna make sure that she's okay. I wish both of you were here. To be honest, I need someone to give me some advice, and I think Mars in some real danger, or is real danger. But yeah, just very quietly, and then does the sort of like pouring the bottle on the graves.
As you stand up and pour the drink on the grave, you notice that there is initials on that piece of wood. Just as you go to look at it, something catches the corner of your eye as something moves further up in the graveyard.
Stand up and look at it.
You see, not looking at you, with their back to you, a short dwarven figure moving their way through the graveyard with a hood up. They eventually stop 5 or 6 rows in front of you, in front of a grave, and they pull their hood down, and you see long black dreadlocks.
Mm-hmm.
And you watch as the figure puts some flowers on top of one of the graves, turns round to walk away. You can see that it's Kimdak.
Of course it is, yeah.
And he makes his way out of the graveyard, but he doesn't go towards the manor where Solomon had said that him and Lilla had gone. He makes his way out through what it looks to be that he's going to jump off the cliff, but he seems to just disappear behind a what they called a mausoleum, out of sight.
I will go look at the grave. I'm not gonna break the sanctuary of this place. I'm not gonna mess with the grave or anything, but it's interesting to know that there's someone Kimdak cared about. You know.
You make your way over to the grave, and there's 2 sets of flowers on there. The flowers that you've just seen Kimdak put on there, and another set of flowers which you would know specifically that Solomon buys these flowers quite a lot, 2 different sets of flowers, but they're both on the grave, and the gravestone is for somebody called Taliana Hammerin.
Oh. Tally. Well, I guess that makes sense. Josh, in world, had we worked out the connection between Kimdak and Solomon, or this is a problem where we've been working on like so many other things? Yeah,
Working on so many other projects.
yeah. I'm just like,
I think
my relationship with Solomon very complicated.
You knew there was something between Solomon and Kimdak, but Perry is the only one who knows about it properly.
No, Elodie knew that they'd worked together. I've got
Yeah.
specific notes about Perry working with Solomon and Kimdak.
Yeah, but Perry's the only one who knows about their sibling-like relationship.
If it's okay with you, I think Bram starts putting some pieces together and goes, that's... Because he's also like, hey, you know, because the last session I said, you know, did Kindak hurt you at all? And he's like, oh no, it was fine. And then it was like, if there is a previous connection that makes more sense, then hey, I've kidnapped my rival. I will also, again, don't want to take up too much time. I'm just going to go look at the mausoleum just to acknowledge if there's... It's useful to know if there's a secret passage.
Yeah, you walk up to the mausoleum, having a quick look. There's no sign that he was there.
Right. Okay, that is a note for a later day. And just as the final thing, I'm going to go look at the wooden carving. And you said there were initials?
Yes.
What? I'll go have a look at the initials.
The initials on there just say OS.
Can I make a history roll?
You know whose initials are OS. O'Brenna Shattershield, your mother.
Pretty fresh, she's saying.
Pretty fresh. You can see there's mildew on the grave and all of that sort of stuff, and there are some other bits that are around on other graves that have had like little bits of moss and things grow on them. Fresh flowers and things are... Some fresh flowers have died and all of that. This is got nothing on it at all. So it would have only had to have been there for a day, maybe 2.
What is she playing at? Right. I just give it a kiss. I'll find you. Right. Bram waits to swear until he's off sanctified ground, because that's rude. You don't swear in a graveyard, and you don't whistle. Again, we're doing a lot of folklore here. Yeah. Wow. I mean, previously...
Hands over Sonny's ears, glaring at you.
And then you just watch as some of the children are coming out of the church because they've stayed behind for late night practice and all of that. And Stacey's gone over to Stacey's with them, bringing them out, and she's like, "Mr. Bram, please."
Oh, I'm sorry. Stay in school, kids. Actually, I'm going to make a quick perception roll here as I just...
You say deception or perception?
Perception.
Oh, perception.
7. Yeah, I don't really look at the children. I'm like, sorry, I'm gonna go, and I apologise to Stacey and head back towards the garden.
You both heard all of this, by the way.
Yeah. Another plot point avoided tactfully. Right. Yes. Yeah. Well, you know, Joshua, I was like, hey, he's got a lot going on, and now there's just 3 different quest logs have now opened up. We're just like, but confirmation that I said Kim Duck loved someone once. And I made note of the date, which I assume is 20 years ago.
The date of his wife's death.
His wife's death.
55 years ago.
55. Wow, we are covering a... Yeah, 55 years ago. Cool. God, we're going to be so old. Anyway, so Silver Fox. Right.
You got what you needed.
Actually, I got. So, how much are you interested in like my nonsense? Because I can tell you, or if you'd rather, I
What
didn't.
question?
It's polite, rather than unloading on someone who would be like. I mean, personally, lots of sort of odd stuff. What is worth noting is I saw Kim Dak. He's alive. That's something. He's also lost someone 50-ish years ago. Is Tully here?
Harley's there, yeah. She's
Yeah.
sat next to
Yeah.
Hera on the bench with Sunny sort of stretched out now and has got her head resting in Hera's lap and her legs draped all over Tally, sort of pinning them both to the bench.
Yeah, sort of looking at Tally, I was like, so there's a grave in there that has. I want to assume your aunt.
My aunt Taliana, yes.
Taliana,
My
no.
aunt Taliana, yes. My dad goes there every day to put fresh flowers on.
As does.
As does Kim Dak, I believe. Yes. I never knew her, so I don't tend to go up there.
And so she's your aunt then, or your
Kind of.
cousin?
Father and my aunt weren't blood related. They were siblings through adoption.
Right. And then Kim Dak is
Effectively my uncle.
right. Sibling rivalry. Right. Okay. Well, I can understand that. Weird question, Tali. Do you know if there's like secret passages in the graveyard? Because he just vanished.
Sorry, can you say this again?
I said so. Kim Dak just vanished behind like the mausoleum. Like there must be a secret passage or something. He seems to be able to get into town under our noses, as I assume the rest of the Reavers can.
Not that I'm aware of. I know there's lots of passageways and things under the town, at least from what Father's told me. But I wouldn't surprise me if there was one, but I don't know of any exactly. You would need the town plans for that, which would be where the mayor's office.
We should probably talk to the mayor at some point. That's good.
I have tried to talk to the mayor several times, and each time they are unavailable, and then I went and the poor receptionist was terrified under the desk, and I have been asked to kindly bring company if I'm going again.
Then I might go into the mayor's office with you and try not. Well, I inadvertently swore in front of a bunch of children earlier, so like, there's red in my ledger. But yeah, no. Also, my mum's alive, just and around. You know, I said I wasn't going to share my nonsense, but that's, and she hasn't come and seen me, and so. I probably should go to bed at some point. It's been a very long 4 days.
This is a question to the.
It's a question to the GM. Is do I remember anything about where his mom went off to? That gets shared with us. I can't remember what I know and what Hero knows anymore.
Yes, it was either in the last session or it was previously. You would know without having to roll a history check that his mum's last location was travelling towards the Tarragon Imperium.
Okay, cool. So, if your mum's around with the Imperium around, she is either avoiding you for your protection or may not be your mother anymore. They do a lot to your brain.
I'd like to say I don't believe that they could corrupt her, but that's stupid. That's just Right, so caution if I see her.
Caution, and even if it's protecting, part of that might be having to then midway act like she's one of them, and that might not go well for you in the midterm.
I'm going to get stabbed again, yeah.
You might get stabbed again, so please be careful.
Right, okay, I'll do what I can when I can.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm going to take this one
Yeah,
down to the
yeah.
tavern to beds if you guys want to.
Yeah, no, I'll go. I mean, Udric seems to have found some flowers and stuff. It's actually really good at that.
It is good, but I
Yeah.
am becoming increasingly concerned about that one corner that he's working on, which is just doing it over and over again. And I think he very much needs to take a break and look at it with fresh eyes, because he has been redoing that same corner for a solid 15 minutes.
I mean, there's a certain sort of like mental, but yeah, no. Did he eat? Did you throw bread at him?
He had one thing when Tally went and put it directly in his mouth, and then got very focused again.
Right. I'll go wrap up the sculpture and yeah. Goodness gracious. For podcast listeners, everything's absolutely normal and we're having a lovely picnic. Yes, I will go stand. Well, I guess sort of like stand near Udric, who's still building the.
There's-
Sorry, I don't mean to get in yet. It's getting dark, and we're wondering if you want to, go get some food. Possibly.
Oh yes, it has gone quite dark, isn't it? Sorry, I was just. Does that look right to you?
As a sort of monument.
Yeah, I tried stacking them in size order, and it wasn't right.
No.
So I'm trying to, but I don't know anything about this sort of thing.
Josh, can I just make a history thing? Because I assume, like, being in the woods, I might have also seen attempts at this.
yeah, you can make a history check.
Disadvantage. It's a 5. What I want to say is I have seen the stuff, but I don't know how it's made. I was like, well, to be fair, I'd probably do what you've been doing and try and stack in height order. It's nice, though. I know nice might not be what you're going for, but it's... Why are you? Is it like a meditation thing? Is it...
Just, people need somewhere to worship the nature deity. It's not, it's not very. I mean, I understand their reasons for not having them in the temple, but
I mean, I don't. My dad was wild elf, and well, my mum was like holy paladin, and I mean, he did his worshipping outside under the sky. But I suppose maybe that's it. Maybe you can't trap these things. But I as I said, I think it's very nice, and I think it's obviously you gotta be careful about like what you build shrines to. But I think it's a noble endeavor. Using his book words.
so we're heading back to the pub, are we?
I mean, you don't necessarily. Yes, the picnic's over. We just thought it's a good idea. Hira is shooting daggers at me over there, holding. No, she's doing some dramatic pointing. It would be maybe it's always a good idea when you got a puzzle to be able to come back, fresh eyes, sleep, food.
Do the others come and join us?
I don't know where they are. I think Hira tried to I was about to say knock up, but I've been told that's not a term I should use. To try and get the others up in the morning, but
Right.
I hope they're okay.
But you know what? I can do some magic now. So I'll see if I can. They were just going to concentrate very hard on trying to send like a telepathic message to Elodie, I think.
Oh.
It's not going to work. I don't have anything prepared. But I don't know if it's working.
I assume that you'll get a connection or message back. I mean, I knew some people who could talk through the animals. Maybe that's something you can. But are the bears still here?
Yeah, the bears are there. I'll grab Kissy Fur by the face and I'll just be like, tell Elodie, come for the pic. Actually, no, go back to the hotel, to the pub.
Yeah.
You don't. Maybe that works.
Just holding.
What, you want me to go tell her?
You what?
You want me to go tell her? I mean, I could.
No, I want you to stay here.
Oh, I thought you were giving me a job to do. I was going to go find her. I can sniff her out. She's got a very birdy smell, so I can smell her.
We haven't. What? You talking to me now?
Well, yeah, you've been talking to me the entire time, so we're talking to you.
All right. I'm not letting you go off on your own, though. Reavers are after you, so
Okay.
you can lead up to them.
Okay.
I'd like the camera to pan round. All Bram was hearing was
Pretty much.
and Bram was politely but bafflingly like standing there and just like, Udric is talking to the bears. That makes sense. That's just
It's just more grants from Udric, to be honest.
Yeah.
just my dads don't talk a lot. It's yeah. Yeah.
I think we can probably find them.
All right. Like using your mind powers or your bear.
No, using me bears.
Oh no! Well, you use the tools that are available to you. Yeah. No. Well, I mean, I didn't get to say it, but I'm glad that Kimdak didn't get these little guys. They're too cute to be turned into monsters. For what,
Yeah, exactly.
What counts. Saw him earlier. I think I'm gonna pretty much the information I gave Hera, which was. By the way, Kimdak's around. Probably got a teleporter. Yeah, he's got a teleporter. As far as I know, magic. Also, yeah, just I don't know. He didn't jump off the cliffs. Also, I think I do tell him that I think my mum's around. I don't really think that's something I've talked to him about, but just enough to be like, this is a problem. I don't reveal the information that Hera's given me because that's Hera's secrets, and I wouldn't. I would say, well,
I think Udric's probably doing that, and it's trying to kind of coax into a walk and talk.
Yeah.
You put the bears down and they're sort of nudging each other like, oh, we're going to do a good job. Yeah, come on, let's go this way. And they both put their snouts to the ground and they just start going off.
I think we're following the bears and then, catch up. I was going to say, one thing you can say about Bram Shatterhawk, and it's to his discredit, he's loyal. There are multiple people who have... He hasn't even pinky sworn. There are multiple people who are like, don't tell anyone, and he hasn't, and he wouldn't.
Good boy.
Good boy. Cut to 4 episodes with a knife in his chest. Like, oh, good. Well, I'm glad I'm a hero.
As you all begin making your way down towards the tavern, you spot a very... familiar is the word I'm looking for. You spot a familiar orcish gentleman walking up with some paste on his arms. He just nods to all of you. Elodie and Perry are talking to Solomon. Shit's about to go down. You want to go up there?
All right.
I'm going to the infirmary. Carries on walking.
You're all right? Do you need...
I'm good.
Yeah, well, again, none of this is unexpected with him. He's like, terse as ever.
He smells sickness. It's not fun.
I mean, we probably should be there, to stop Perry killing Mr. Solomon, but I don't know if there's anything we could do, but we can get in the way, and that might save...
I think for team unity, which I feel that we need, we are there to give Perry moral support. For team unity, which I feel we are then also going to be there to prevent Perry from killing our sponsor.
Also, we got to make sure we go protect the people with the magic blood. Don't forget that mission.
I take all of these with a pinch of salt, but still.
Are you still carrying Sunny?
Yeah.
Do we?
I'm not making Tally carry her down the hill. I'll pass her over whenever
I don't mind taking her. You've carried her all the way here. I can take her into the tavern. It's fine.
I'll give her back to you at the crossroads.
Oh, you're outside the tavern at the minute.
Okay, fine. Okay. Oh, the time spent. Okay. Well,
Yeet.
yeet.
Yeah,
Yeet.
I'll go put her to bed. Don't worry.
That's fine.
I'll make sure she gets in her pajamas and all that sort of stuff. I need to check on Lilla anyway. So,
That's
I'll
fine.
see you all later.
I'll see you later. I will stop Perry from killing your dad.
Please do. And she walks inside. And the three of you, and I'll speed this along a little bit. You begin making your way towards the mercenary company as Elodie and Perry have already made their way down the stairs through the first set of vault doors into the more cooled area where all of the information is kept. You can see right at the end of that.
Sorry, Josh.
Yes.
The ether sample is in the safe
Upstairs.
on the ground level. Elodie would not have passed it without grabbing it.
That's
And
fine.
my book.
And Perry's book, which is also in there.
in the big
Yeah, the big fireproof safe. The only thing
Big
that survived the
fireproof, yeah.
fire above
You-
ground.
You
Yeah.
quickly go into the safe. There's no magical trap anymore because
Oh, I
It's
didn't. I
gone down.
I clocked it and I knew how to undo it, and I locked it in there with that
yeah,
on the assumption that it would be safe from
the
people.
safe is still lockable. Though you still need to push the button to get the safe to open up because that part of the desk is still there because it was like a concrete bit with the button on
Sure.
it. There's just no magical wards around because they were burnt off. But you can find that, you click that, it opens out. You're able to grab the sample, grab the large box that has the book in, and then drag that downstairs with you.
Would it not be easier just to take the book from inside it?
That would be amazing, but I don't know how to get into this magical box.
Okay, sure. Solomon will.
Oh, try putting the ether on it. Maybe that'll melt it.
This is all we have of this right now. I would love to speak to Solomon about what it is before we start. Also, if it's intelligent and bouncy, I don't know what's going to happen if I let it out of this.
Later then.
Experiments later. Talk first.
Screeching noises as I drag this book.
As you go down the stairs. As you get into the first vaulted room, it's nice and cool down here. You can see right at the other end is the vault door, and with the loud kadoof, kadoof from the box, the door opens and Solomon walks out as it shuts behind, and he's looking around. What's going on? Why is there loud banging noises?
It's time we had a chat.
Okay. Yes, I was prepared for having a talk with all of you at some point, either
Well, it's
individually or together.
Well, it's just us for now. Why don't you take a seat?
Okay. And he walks over to where there's a small chair and table where him and Bram had sat the night before and sits down. What can I do for you?
Firstly, I'm going to give you a chance to tell me anything you think needs saying. Anything you'd like to say to me at all, old pal?
I'd like to apologise to you first, to both of you actually, for everything that's happened over the past 3 days.
Oh, no, I need to apologize to you because what I said to you last night was very rude and very demanding, and you and your family have been ever so kind to me and put me up, and I'm very sorry about all the demands.
We
If I
were
was
in
a sim,
very-
there'd be dislikes over Perry's head right now.
it was a very stressful situation for everybody, so I completely understand your reasoning behind it. So please don't worry about it. And Perry, there's a lot that I need to apologise to you for. It's just difficult to find the words for so much apologising. I'm sorry isn't enough.
I'd like you to be a bit more specific, and then to give me some explanations.
Do you have anything in particular you'd like me to explain?
Many things. But, why don't you start at the top of your list, and then we can double back.
Elodie has a notebook and pen ready.
Well, I'd like to start off by apologising to you for not being more forward with you. I had an agreement with your past selves that I wouldn't interfere too much in your reawakening, as it were. Not to interfere with it and potentially cause you. It could potentially cause you catastrophic damage. Your words, not mine. So that's why I've been a bit coy with you when you've been here and kept a lot of things from you.
Hold up. A bit coy does not cover it. You have done loads amount of emotional damage, setting yourself up as the one person I could trust, and then lying to me, keeping very important things from me, and just outright being a colossal dick. There's not interfering, and then there's being an asshole to someone you told was your friend for over 100 years.
I know, and maybe I didn't handle it the best way that I could have, but I didn't know how far I could go without injuring you, and the last thing I would want to do is to injure you, to hurt you in any way, shape, or form. And it turns.
Well, you failed.
I was going to say, it turns out that no matter what I do, I'm hurting you in one way or another. It's a situation I can't seem to win.
Well, you can start repairing now by being fully honest about what's going on.
Okay, I will be as honest as I can be. Yes, and when I say as honest as I can be, it's because I don't also have all of my memories. There's a lot of things that I can't remember, so I can. Some of it's patchy, some of it's not, but I can tell you what I know.
Do you know why? You don't have all your memories?
I don't quite know why. I have a lot of journals similar to Perry, but some of them I can't read.
You mean like this one? Points accusingly to my big magic box. That sounds weird.
Yes, that one is the only one that is out of all of the journals that I have, either of mine or of yours, that emanates magic from it. Which is why it's in that container.
Do you have more of my journals?
I do, yes.
How many more of my journals do you have?
I think it would be better to show you. And he turns around and puts his hand up against the vault door, and you watch as electricity sparks from his hands and goes into the door, and it begins to crack open. And you can see, especially Elodie can see this, that there is a very thin veil of static electricity that's flicking between the two halves of the door as it opens, a bit like a force field. And as it opens out, you can see there are shelves upon shelves upon shelves of books. And he directs to the left-hand side, and he goes, the ones on the left-hand side of the vault are yours. The ones on the right-hand side are mine.
One moment. I'm going to slap him. He deserves it.
He doesn't react to it. You watch as his face goes red from the slap, and it's going to leave a mark for quite a while. But he sort of accepts it, doesn't react to it.
You're an asshole.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god, how many are there? I start trying to pull them off and trying to read bits.
You try to pull them off and read them. They're all in languages that a language that you can't read. The similar language to the one that repeating my words. The one in the box is in. It's the same sort of one.
Electrocuted.
Perry doesn't when stepping through it.
Oh, magic blood!
Hey, it's my property.
Elodie will sort of try to go, but seeing the static will sort of hesitate, but seeing Perry walk through will also try to walk through.
Yep, I will need a wisdom save throw from you, please.
I
wasn't just being a jerk there. There's canonical reasons.
No.
I got hurt.
You did. But like Perry said, it is hers.
It's hers. It's hers. Her
19.
Vault, probably.
You will take 19, so you will take 3 points of lightning damage, half to 1.
Oh, okay. Sorry. No. Point taken. We'll stay outside.
Once you pass through it, you can keep coming and going as long as I allow it. You just have to go through that initial thing first.
Okay. Weird trial. Kimdak has never come through here, right?
No. He doesn't know this exists.
Okay, good.
Okay, multiple things. First of all, I have elected Elodie as my trusted person in this lifetime. She is the keeper of my secrets. I don't want the others to know what's going on, for reasons I will go to in a minute. But first, explain.
The others have been in here. They do know about all of these books.
Oh my god, why am I the last to know about my own channels? I'm going to kill someone.
I will say to you now, these particular books here are... This is going to come across as harsh, and I apologize, but these books are of no real significance. They detail your lives.
That's important.
Unlike the journals that Kimdak is looking for, the ones that Kimdak is looking for detail what he's planning to do and how to do it.
Oh, you mean like this one? Starts flipping
You
through
have one.
it. Oh yeah, baby, I got one.
Which one is it?
Not telling. You give me more secrets and I tell you this.
Okay.
I will point out, Mr. Solomon, seems very flippant to just disregard someone's entire past life when they've forgotten all their memories as not important, whether it has anything pertinent to do with Kimdak's research or not. Surely you can see how that would be very inconsiderate for Peripateia.
Yes, I know, and it's... These books serve no purpose in Perry retrieving their memories. It would be more of a...
But the fact that they
hobby
exist
to read them.
is important.
Yeah, this is my life. This is who I am. Whether boring or not, it's part of me and my history, and it's my right to know. Also, what is this language?
It's an ancient language. That's the other reason why I haven't told you about them, is because you can't read them.
That doesn't matter. You can always... It's fun to look anyway. Can I have a look?
Yeah, by all means, please have a look.
So, this language is the
Yes.
same as in that abandoned church. I took that book.
The church under the town? You've been to that church?
That's the one. You know the one. You've been there.
I have been there. I didn't realize anybody else had been there.
Well, there was a road to it from the Ratlings. What can I say? We stumbled upon it, and thank Guardians I did, because the script matches the journal, the magic journal, and I had memories of gods. Explain that, buddy boy.
Okay, everything's going a bit weird at the moment.
I have a conspiracy board. Takes it out.
And it's connected to symbology that we think is to do with a cult that may be trying to... Well, possibly. We're not entirely sure, but you mentioned perhaps trying to resurrect the old gods. There was something in my research. I may have taken some of your less exciting books from your office upstairs to figure this out. Sorry, but there was I found the phrase that the ultimate power can be obtained by releasing the fallen G. And also there's this symbol.
Where did you get that? He looks for the first time ever. He looks cross.
I didn't do it. It wasn't me. It was
And he walks over to you and he holds his hand out. Can I have a look at this, please?
Okay. It was a professor at university. I thought he was trying to help, but turns out...
Professor Guile?
You know
Is that
him?
his name? I know of him. I don't know him personally. My dear, what you have here is a symbol, yes, but it's also a tag, as it were. The people who branded you with this are able to locate your position.
I knew it! I knew that was going to be a problem. I've been trying. This is why I've been waiting for. Tali said Greta might be able to help me with this.
Greta is by all respects, a master herbalist and would be able to heal that. I don't have it within my power to remove that. She would be the person that I would direct you to get it removed. Not even the healers in the infirmary could do it. Carden is a monumental healer and wouldn't be able to get rid of this. At least he could get rid of its physical look, but its magical tag that it has on you can't be broken. It has to be done through particular herbs.
Oh, this was my concern. I've endangered everyone by coming here.
What do you know about this symbol is my question to you. I know this is you're meant to be asking me questions, but this is a very important one.
No, because this ties into my research and the things that I wanted to talk to you about as well. Sorry, Perry, if at any point you want to hop in with your stuff as well, but this is all sort of connected, I think.
Yeah, we'll circle back to my questions. Keep them in mind. I'm not letting you get away with keeping anything from me anymore. But the symbol corresponded with the symbol for the god that was sealed away, according to the book.
Yes, it's not a direct match, but it looks like it might be an evolution thereof. It's to do. I mean, the 7 points are to do with. Flip. Where are my notes? Gone.
I just imagine Elodie's doing that.
Yeah. No, she's got all of her scraps of notes. This is all I could grab when the fire happened. My book managed to keep a lot of them safe, but but there's links to resurrection, control of the undead, opening and closing seals to other places, and there was something to do with separately a ritual, Perry, that you were potentially part of. That, no, you said in the past?
What?
When you were a dragon.
Oh, when I exploded into a dragon and then you killed me, and then Savannah used my corpse for nefarious purposes.
But a ritual that needs blood of fiend fallen and angel blessed, and one that is in between. And so it feels all very connected.
Everything feels very connected indeed. This symbol is it's the symbol of a cult. So yes, it's not too far removed from the symbol that you've probably seen in that you've referenced to a god. It's called the Cult of the Fallen. They are a cult that operate around Idorune, and I mean, they were believed to have been a myth up until about 10 years ago when the Rising happened. Their belief is that they can resurrect or release one of the fallen gods.
I think they've been active a little bit longer than 10 years. I have a memory of fractures of a memory. Aravis, can you help? Actually, I might roll for this to see if Aravis is trusting of Solomon or not.
I wouldn't trust those rolls. When I first gained consciousness, I got nothing but good vibes.
Okay,
that was very funny watching back. Seems cool.
He's a cool guy.
I just rolled a nat 20. What vibes is Solomon giving right in this moment?
Solomon is giving the vibes of a man who is defeated, who is tired, and who has got no guard up whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
He's very sort of slumped in the shoulders, and you reckon you could probably ask him anything and he'd probably tell you.
He doesn't have the energy to obfuscate anything.
Yeah.
Aravis doesn't appear or manifest mechanically. I can't do that right now because I've already used them. But I think Elodie sort of stands up just a little bit straighter. Elodie has a memory from when she was very young. about people in robes, red robes, chanting. And that is the point at which she started to forget. And the others appeared. What do you know about that?
I don't know anything about that particular situation, but I know that the Cult of the Fallen were gathering those who were touched by the angels or by the fiends and were extracting their blood for other purposes. But I thought that was something that was dealt with a long time ago. I didn't realize they were still doing it. I thought when the Rising ended that the Cult of the Fallen had disbanded. One you mentioned, Perry Savannah. She was one of their members. I didn't know it at the time when she was part of our group, but when she fled with your body, that's when we realized that she betrayed us. She had stolen an artifact from this very vault, not this interior bit, from the bit outside, and started the Rising, basically.
Remind me, Josh, how long ago was the Rising again?
10 years ago.
I probably would have been about 5 or 6. I think. Not at the time of the Rising. That I would have been about 5 or 6, I think, when that memory occurred, so it would have been just before.
So they would have extracted your blood in order to prepare the ritual for the Rising. There was a few elements that went into it from what I know about what happened. I don't know it all in detail. A lot of it is assumptions, but I know that had something to do with the relic that Savannah took from us, along with the undead corpse of Perry's previous form.
Wait, undead corpse?
It would have been undead by the time that Savannah was finished with it, yes.
Does that mean it's still out there?
I believe so. I don't remember any reports of the undead dragon that oversaw the war being taken down. It could be out there.
Would that retain any of meanness, or is that like a new... How does this work? Sorry, I don't know anything about how undeaditude...
How would you? You're only a month old.
Yeah.
And you still don't have all of your memories back.
I have more than you bargained for.
Yes, and you're getting it in a different order to what I was expecting as well. Must be the environment and the people that you're with.
Did you know I was fully conscious when you killed me?
I did not.
I remember the whole thing.
I'm sorry about that, and that is something that I need to discuss with all of you as a group so that you all have an understanding of what it is that Kimdak is looking to achieve. I've explained it a little bit to all of you, but to save myself repeating myself, I will need to tell all of you together so that we can form some sort of a plan to stop it.
That was going to be my next... Sorry, Perry.
No, you go. It's fine. I'll go in a moment.
That was going to be my next line of questioning, is where does Kimdak come in and what is he trying to do? And why is it all connected? And there also seems to be something about why us and why us now. Did you send Lilla to Abercathis to look for me?
Not for you particularly. I had heard word of the cult, or not the cult, sorry, because Josh getting brain mixed up here. I'd heard word that there was a group of people looking for somebody with divine blood, angel blood. And I sent Lilla to go find them, and she bumped into you. So that would be you were the one that she was looking for. Now I know it was the cult that was looking for you, and not just some assassins that were sent by Kimdak.
And Brahm is the son of one of the old mercenary company members.
2 of them, yes.
2 of them. And Hera is...
That's for Hera to explain to you. That's not something I can go into.
But she's also connected and brought here by your design.
Hera coming here was more of a lucky coincidence. Hera was not the person I was looking for when I bumped into her.
Who were you looking for?
I was looking for Sunny's parents.
You know, you're being very coy about Hera, considering Kimdak just announced to everyone that she was a Harbinger.
Yes, what is that?
I know I'm being coy about that, and I can't apologize for it, because that is not my information to give. That is Hera's.
Okay, but what is... That's a very rude way of phrasing it. Sunny. Sunny has been responding unusually to... Oh, ether! I distilled ether.
It's a bomb!
Okay, right.
God.
Tag next after this question. I want in.
Okay, well, no, that can wait. That can wait. Let's focus on connections first. Kimdat's connection to everything. Everyone, like Udric and Lucian, they feel all... I don't know. Why all of us? Why here? Why now?
I can explain that to all of you when you're all together. That's
Okay,
information
Harry,
that you all
anything
need
that
to
you
know.
want to ask?
Many
about the
questions
others?
springs
Okay,
back
okay.
from the background. Okay, yeah, we'll get to all that when everyone's here. When everyone's here, please don't tell them everything about me, because your evil radar is clearly off if you didn't see Savannah coming a mile away. She seems dodgy as fuck in every, hologram or memory. So, please keep some stuff back for all
Right.
of our sakes. We don't want another rising on our hands.
Understandable.
Okay,
Yes.
so questions. 1. You're also really old. Are you also stuck in a rebirth cycle?
No, because I have not died recently. Or at all, as far as I'm aware.
So you're just old as balls. Got you. Okay. Question number 2. How did you find me? Because I do not believe it was by chance or by fate or whatever.
How did I find you alive this time?
Yes.
I hadn't... A little birdie told me.
That doesn't mean anything, my guy.
It was a large bird.
A large birdie told
A
you.
large rock told me. A guardian of death told me.
Oh, you're in league with her now, are you?
Through agents, yes.
You're aware that she hates me?
How do you know she hates you?
Because she was there when I was between worlds. I felt malice from her beady presence.
Are you sure it was from her?
Yeah,
Are
it
you
was
sure?
from both of them.
Are you sure?
It was explicitly described by the DM.
Roll the clip.
No! I feel that when you next have your dream, you may need to pay attention to that.
3. I had a dream last night where a big cloud with glowing red eyes was beckoning me closer.
A memory
What
I was not expecting you to have. There is a gentleman in the town that you might need to speak to about that.
Is he a walrus person?
How did you know?
I met him earlier. Bad vibes. He didn't like me.
He's not going to like you, but he'll have the information for you.
Did I kill him?
No.
Did I sleep with his wife?
Possibly?
Okay, that would explain it. That's the vibe I was getting. Okay, 4. Why did I have a memory of the gods? What are we? Am I angel blessed? What up?
I don't know what you are.
I've got wings.
I know you are old as balls, as you like to phrase it, but your old as ballsness is different to mine.
Will you stop using that phrase?
I will stop using that phrase. It feels really weird at my age to use that phrase.
It's a perfectly cromulent phrase.
Anymore. Before the others come, I can sense they're near.
You didn't answer why I had a memory of the gods.
Because you're, as you said, old.
Okay, I'm going to need some books on divine history where they're just walking around and anyone could interact with them. Doesn't seem very godly.
They were, during the War of Divinity, they were able to walk the world. So that's when you would have seen them.
Fun. Well, they didn't seem to like me very much either. Or did they? I can't really tell at this point. Maybe I'll have more memories. I need to go back to that church. Anyway, that's not what I was saying. Evie checks her notes. How did you find all of my many, many journals?
You gave them to me.
So I've known you more than 100 years.
Yes.
How many of your old as ballsness years have we been acquainted?
He walks over to the bookshelf, to the very first book since the beginning.
Which is?
For you, anyway.
So you're older than me?
Yes. As far as I'm aware, yes.
That's not fair.
Didn't you just say that Perry would... If Perry is old enough to remember the gods, and I'm right in thinking definitely the gods, not the guardians.
The gods, not the guardians. If that is correct on your end, Perry. You're not getting the two confused, are you?
I'm not stupid.
So yes, the gods.
So the gods, but you don't... How far back does your memory go, Mr. Solomon?
My memory goes back to that war. It's fragmented, but I remember bits of it. There's lots of dark patches in between. If you were to look through the dates on the shelves, which I've written in common for anybody to for me to be able to keep track of, you'll see that there are 100, 200 years gaps between journals that I've put down, not because they're missing, but because I was asleep.
Okay.
Right.
All very juicy. We're getting somewhere now. I have one final question. What is the reawakening?
The reawakening is when one such as yourself regains their memories and regains their former power.
Their former power?
Yes. You can't be old as balls without having a monumental amount of power stored somewhere.
Cool. I'd like some power. I feel pretty powerless right now, to be honest. I'm just being battered around by fate and drowners all the time.
Your body, your mind, your very essence is not ready for that yet.
And when will it be ready?
Maybe in about 20 levels time. No, I'm joking.
Mr. Solomon,
You hear footsteps out coming down the stairs.
Do you think Perry is a fragment of one of the old gods?
No. Maybe not. I can't be sure.
You seemed so certain about it, and then you doubted it immediately.
Yes, is the answer to that. I do doubt that, because I'm not sure.
Could you be a fragment of the old gods?
I would be surprised if I was. Because I too have flittering memories of them.
And can you too be reawakened?
No, I think my memory loss is due to age. Just how long I've been alive for. I just can't store that much. A lot of what I remember I have to read. and I can't read the old language.
Well, we'll find a way. There's got to be a way to decode it somehow.
There is a way to decode it.
And
And
you know
you've-
this way?
And you've not done it yet?
No, because it's incredibly dangerous, and it's something I need to speak to all of you about.
The good news is you've got a peripateia here who is loving danger. I don't know what I was like in my previous lifetimes yet, but this time, I'm taking the risks. No risk, no reward. And
At
it
which
seems
point-
that we're stuck with each other forever, which, you know, it may have been fine in a previous lifetime. It's not great this time, but, you know, we're one step closer to building that trust, buddy.
I'm glad to hear that. As
we appear. And
those
we're like,
figures appear in the vault
we got
doorway.
trouble right here in the city.
Please don't be dead. I promised Tally that you wouldn't kill her dad.
Don't
Oh
kill
yeah, my
them.
threat from last night still stands if you do lie to me again.
I won't. And I think at that point, we are going to take a quick 5 to 10 minute break. We overshot just by a little bit, but we want to get that little bit of conversation done. And
The
we will
longest staircase in history.
longest
That's what
case
it's
in history. We will be back after our short rest, where we will continue talking with Solomon and find out what is next for our group of adventurers. So,
I want to punch something.
you want to punch something? We will see you all in a little bit. Goodbye. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the second half of our Chronicles of Aeodrun Awakening campaign. We have had our short rests, and we are going to jump straight into the second half of the session. In the first half, both of our groups did some things, and now they are coming together after having some conversations with Solomon and going into a graveyard and discovering that Kimdak puts flowers on a grave and that somebody's mum might be around. And
Anyone's mum.
Anyone's mum, just anyone's mum. And Lucian got injured and has now gone to the infirmary. Solomon got told off very badly. And there's more yet to come as you both Elodie and Perry hear footsteps and coming in through the door. None of you three need to roll wisdom saving throws as you've already been through this. Hira, Udric, and Bram walk into the inner vault area where the three of you currently are. The three of you being Perry, Elodie, and Solomon.
Oh, Talia, I think you're muted.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Ah, God. Okay. No one's dead. That's good.
Oh, Lucian is, he's gone to the infirmary. He's not well.
We ran into him. He
Oh,
had,
you saw him? Okay.
He had elf fruit on him or something. But,
Bez! Hello! How are you? Go to come over and give them a, like a...
she literally just circles past me, and I'm just
Nice
like,
bird-smelling lady, yay! Is what Udric is they're sort of jumping around, trying to sniff and bite at your hair and stuff.
No, you can have chin squitches.
What'd she say?
Oh, she said that you could have chin scratches.
What's that? Thumping their feet on the floor.
Udric,
a
why are your
rabbit?
bears acting like rabbits?
I don't know. Maybe because I've only ever had a rabbit.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, I called him. We'll kind of look over at Solomon, and is now in a kind of awkward. Called him Luca.
He looks to you as you say that.
Uh,
A look of recognition in his face.
Luca was one of my best friends during the war. He died.
Can I make a history
Sort of.
check to remember the names that were on the previous
You can indeed.
mercenary company? 19.
Luca Brightax was one of the dwarfs on the photo that you found standing next to Tally.
So that's your connection.
You are?
Oh, I was just trying to figure out why all of us in particular, and I had a question mark that has just been answered.
No. Good. Solomon, actually, that is something that I should have said to you and to Tally a long time ago, but I didn't know how to get it out. I tried writing a letter, actually.
You know my son-in-law?
I did. Did you know that I knew you?
You came highly recommended. That's why you were allowed to join the mercenary company without much resistance. Tally doesn't know, though.
Sure. There's something that I haven't told you, though. Luca isn't just dead. He was turned during the Rising. And I've seen him since.
You've seen him since, so he's still alive. But
not
unalive.
As far as I'm aware.
We were just talking about what happens when you are a zombie and that you're not the same person. Like, it's not... My soul isn't in that dragon. That makes no sense to you guys. It's fine.
Has anybody told Tally this? Because, like... She believes her husband to be dead and gone, but
I tried to write a letter.
I've kept a lot of that information away from Tally because I went through her losing him once when we received the letter to say that he was missing in action. He was never confirmed dead. We received a letter from the army from the kingdom to say that he was missing in action, and we went through that grief.
I would like to slap him.
Same cheek or different cheek?
Same cheek if that's the one that hurts the most.
You need to make a symmetry here.
You hit him.
Oh.
Again, there isn't a reaction, and his head doesn't move the same as when Perry smacked him. And there's no reaction on his face to it.
She knows he's gone, but still hopes that he'll turn up someday. She needs to know this. How dare you?
You really want her to know that her husband is walking around as an undead?
Better than hoping that as she does that, maybe he'll come back from being missing.
And that she doesn't just open the door to a beast.
It's not a hurt that I want to put her through again.
She's a grown woman.
Solomon,
But she's still my daughter.
We didn't mention before that there have been some things that have been kept secret from people at your decision, that perhaps it should be their decision rather than... A lot of the trouble that we seem to have got into seems to be because you have been keeping secrets from people. And it might be unpleasant things, but people have a right to know about their pasts.
Additionally, 100% Elodie, thumbs up for you. You have a room full of... Your judgment has been proven to be not the best in recent history, and now you have a room full of people telling you, maybe rethink that. Maybe you should take that on board.
I would like to know if it was someone I cared about, Also, connected to you talking about your daughter, I was in the graveyard. I saw Kindak.
Putting flowers on his wife's grave, I assume.
Indeed. And then he disappeared. I think he's got a tunnel. He's got another way into this place rather than coming in through the main ways. We know there's tunnels under this place.
Quite a few. Perry has discovered another one potentially as well.
Where I got this apple. Holds up candied apple, half eaten.
Why would you do that to a perfectly good apple?
I made it better. Well, they made it better, the people that made it.
Right, so there's a group of carnival folk underneath the city. Also, what? I think me and Mr. Solomon are making the same confused expression by all this. Also, connecting to that, talking about loved ones, my ma.
Yes, she's in the Imperium.
She's here.
She can't be.
No, she. Bram, in like his panic, sort of like as he moves his hand, for the first time in his life, casts minor illusion and inadvertently like recreate. He's as shocked as everyone is. Like, then, but it's the three pronged. That.
It's the
mercenary symbol on the light hoof grave, signed by my ma.
It's a symbolization of the tree of life. Yes.
The belay tree in the. Anyway, she's left it. It was there. It's not. It's fresh. Someone left that on the grave. So, if it is my ma, she's still her. She still cares. She still respects the old ways. But she's here.
Somebody's misfeeding me information. That is concerning. That is concerning. Sorry, he's an old man, not a young man.
We have to forgive you. You've been slapped multiple times today.
Yes, it slapped the voice right out of me.
Being fed misinformation. Never know what that's like.
I will admit, that stings a little bit more than the 2 slaps that I've received so far.
Don't hit him. I just look at you, like, please.
Maybe Lucian has, and then Elodie sort of stops being like, how much am I supposed to know? Lucian knows people?
Yeah, when he goes and has his...
Be able to find out things?
When he goes has his cigarettes, yeah, no.
Right.
What happened to him? Why is he covered in healing? What did you two get up to?
We got my journal.
Oh,
There were drowners.
oh no.
There were a lot of drowners.
Did he get? He didn't get
Lucian
bit.
nearly died.
I thought that was something that we were going to deal with together as a group.
Well, we got the tide wrong. We thought that it might be easy to go and just go and grab them, but turns out not.
Oh, it was fine.
Did they bite him?
A little.
Right. Did you cut his arm? No, you didn't cut it. Oh.
That's what I said.
I mean, you need to before the infection spreads. Like when I was on the ship, that's what we had to do. It's.
No, it wasn't full bites. It was scratches more than anything, and
Right.
he wasn't paralyzed by them.
Okay.
Which is a possibility I'm aware of, but no, he seems sturdy, and we got elf fruit on it quite quickly.
Good. And he didn't bite you. He didn't scratch you. He didn't bite you.
No.
Ivy. Good. It's
Surface level and hasn't reached the deep veins yet. You can treat it quickly. You don't have to amputate yet. It's just a matter of time.
that's a separate issue. But actually, Elodie, you good with rudders? His legs stopped working. We know that.
Yes.
He got bit during the rising by a zombie.
Rodney.
And he doesn't like talking. I think Udric talked to him about it. It's a matter of time. That leg thing he's got, stopping the infection spreading, it stopped working. We need to... Basically, what I'm saying is you're good with, like, the magic and the heat.
Oh,
He might turn.
good with magic is a strong word. I've been studying a lot, but I'm really not that experienced in arcane.
If we got your workshop, do you think you might be able to work on?
I would love to try. I have been tinkering with a few things, but I would love to try and help him. Absolutely.
Right. There's a shop. I think we've all seen it. It's called Goggle Springs.
Springs,
I believe.
yes.
I believe. There you go. That's the enthusiasm. I think they were alchemists, artificers, tinkerers themselves. Someone's got the. Maybe Tally's got the key. Anyway, someone's got the keys. If we can get it in, basically we could. Someone. I think so. I think
Would
they
it
were.
not be stealing if we just went in?
Look to Solomon.
Oh, we were given the when the family left. We were given the keys for if there was ever at any point that we needed to go in there for whatever reason. never had a reason to go in there before. But if there
When
is
there's
something in
lots
there
of-
that could help Rodney, then Tally would gladly give you the keys. She carries them around with her.
You've never had a reason to go into a workshop with lots of cool trinkets and
It's not some,
weapons and
We've ne-
equipment.
we've never had anybody. Well, we don't know if there's weapons in there, but we've never had anybody with the expertise to look at that stuff. Not since the Goggle Springs left.
That's another bit of information. Looking at Perry. So the blacksmith. So the stuff we were able to find down there. Basically, the blacksmith's able to improve weapons now. We're able to. So if you want to jazz up your scythe,
We found some weapons down there.
old sort of. You want to say magical weapons, like. Again, Tom furthering the point, and also weirdly still trusting of Solomon despite everything. Yeah, so like it was a piece. It kind of read my mind and like formed into what I want, and then broke. But yes, and now able to put
Wouldn't
magic into weapons.
be able to recharge that to do it the same thing again, but could use the alien material to infuse your weapons. Yes, that would be. I would strongly advise that each of you do that.
While this has been going on, I have been surreptitiously packing away all of my information that was unloaded, and then I just take out, when that's done, I'll take out, and I found this weird, like, stone that looks techie, so I can probably use that, right? Unless it's just a rock.
Interesting. Okay. That would be something you would need to take to Goggle Springs to potentially try and take apart, maybe. Well, Josh
Not the
looks at his
blacksmith.
notes and remembers what it is exactly he gave you.
It could just be a cool rock.
You're good.
It wouldn't be against Perry to be like, look, I found a cool rock. Magic.
It's shaped like a butterfly.
It's a geode.
Magic in itself.
Yeah.
I mean, going to a blacksmith to improve weapons sounds like an excellent thing, but also potentially quite expensive.
You've got the
I-
money.
Solomon, you're making a face.
While you're having this conversation, who has a passive perception? What is everybody's passive perceptions?
13.
15.
15.
50.
11.
Those of you who have a passive perception of 15, watch as Solomon looks up above all of your heads as something flies into the room through that barrier without being unscathed, lands on his hand, and then unfolds. It looks like a piece of paper that's in the shape of a bird, lands on his hand and unfolds, and he looks down at it while you're all having your conversation.
Oh, my comment was directly at Solomon because Perry and I have not been paid yet.
Mhm.
No,
I think he gave it to us to pass on.
I think you mentioned that,
Yes.
and that's the point where who is it? Hera has the money.
Oh,
Oh, Hera definitely has the money.
Yeah.
yes.
How,
How much
Need
of
to
it have you
take
spent,
it-
Hera?
I need to take it out of my inventory.
No, I think I wrote it. I wrote it in my notebook rather than because it's a separate thing. I just need to go
we
find the page.
again above table. We didn't spend other people's money. The money we did spend wasn't. We wouldn't.
No, I had extra money because I've been there for a while and I have been getting paid and not spending anything.
Yes.
But I have your money and I just can't remember where I've put it.
I think
But
we
it was,
paid
about
back.
it was 200 gold each, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Elodie has not been canonically paid for anything.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
all of it.
Okay, sure.
That's everything.
Oh, I start handing out money going, I meant to give it to people this morning, but everyone disappeared.
Sorry about that.
No, I mean, it was productive. I mean, Perry found what Perry was looking for. That seems. Everyone's apart from again. I'll keep checking. You two are alright. You didn't get bitten. You didn't get scratched. You didn't. Drown was terrible. I'll put it that way. But that's good. That's something. And Perry got a candy apple from tunnel dwellers.
You watch as Solomon begins to walk out of the room.
Hey,
Solomon!
What? Now what?
I
Oh,
would
you-
have been trying to wiggle round so I could also then just take the paper out of his hand.
Oh, he's already folded it up and put it away.
Oh,
but
no,
he-
but I'm trying to get taking it from
Make
him.
me a sleight of hand check, please. As he's going to fold it away.
I mean,
Can I
sleight of
help?
hand.
You do give the help action if you want to try and distract him.
I will give the help action by just kind of stepping in front of him and being like, hello, where is someone going?
Dirty 20.
Let's see what he rolls.
Slap
Not
him
a-
again.
Not a dirty 20. So yes, as he goes to walk like sort of around you, and Perry stands in the way. You watch as he goes to put this little squared piece of paper into one of his top pockets, and you sort of reach around and grab it and pluck it out of his hand. Oh, okay.
Thought that we were not keeping secrets anymore.
No, you were all conversing. I was just about to say to you, would you like to come with me to the tavern? And Hera opens it up and it says, "We are back. We're at the tavern. Come now." Signed, G.
G's in this game?
Yeah, G. G pops up.
All right.
I mean, potentially.
There are some people that have come back to the town, and they'll have a lot more information that we can operate on. So if you have any other questions that you'd like to ask me that does not require, or that requires it to remain between us, ask them now. If not, we need to head towards the tavern as quickly as possible.
Why do you think the Reavers and the Imperium are working together?
Oh.
Are there maps of the underground?
There
And
are
Hera,
maps.
how is Sunny?
Yes.
Fine, she had a good afternoon. Good day playing house this morning and in the gardens this afternoon. Resting
And-
well.
I need to have a separate conversation with you afterwards, but Mr. Solomon, please answer the first two questions as well.
Yes. What was the second question? I can answer that one straight away.
Are there maps of the full extent of the underground?
There are maps of the underground, not the full extent of it. The area that you went to, that Perry went to with the temple in, is not on any maps, but there are maps of the tunnels that are underneath the town. They would be, the mayor would have access to those.
We need to talk to the mayor.
I need to talk to the mayor.
Oh, we just need to go to the mayor's house.
After we
Would they
pass
not be at the town hall rather than the mayor's house? Anyway,
Never
that's-
around, and it. I'm sorry. Ongoing.
I kind of pat Hera on the back a bit. Like, it's
The
all right.
Reavers and the Imperium working together. What does that mean to you?
It's a very unfortunate development and means that things are not going the way that I thought that they were going to. It means that there are a lot more powerful people involved in trying to get into that temple.
So you think that they are all trying to get into the temple?
They're all trying to get into the temple for different reasons. They're not all working towards the same goal. Kimdak's goal is different.
But we
What
don't
is-
know what's in there. I just established that. You said we don't know what's in the temple and what they want.
We don't know exactly what's in the temple, but Kimdak believes that there is a method for him to bring his wife back to life in there.
Oh.
Resurrection.
And what would lead him to that conclusion?
I do not know.
I believe it's powerful magics that break reality.
Reaction, then I.
My assumption is going to be that he has some information that I am not privy to.
Something written down by someone in the past.
Potentially.
Back from death itself. Right.
All right.
Well, I've got one of the journals now, at least.
Yes.
I suppose, without knowing who we're going to meet, Aether? Test tube. Discuss.
Oh, why am I reacting? I've seen this before.
It was vibrating, and I'm not entirely sure. I'm still learning about this, but I think it is intelligent.
Keep that away from Perry, please. And anything that belongs to Perry. And if that touches anything that belongs to Perry, that is going to end badly for all of us.
Please
Will
be
I turn into a
specific.
dragon?
Are you the antithesis of magic then?
Please be specific on how it would go badly.
Well, the last time Peripatea was touched by Aether, admittedly it was in a large dosage. She was turned into a giant rampaging dragon.
Right.
I believe that is due to her, or believe that was due to their form that they had assumed in that lifetime, that of a dragonkin.
All right.
Someone's already touched me in this lifetime, just FYI. Also, Hera. It just kind of flooped right onto her face.
Yes, attracted to Hera as well, and there was something about.
Mm.
And she just pauses for a second because we've not really had a conversation since with Hera about Hera and the amulet. And again, I don't know how much anyone is comfortable sharing with anyone else at this point. There was an incident, Hera.
Being quiet again, Talia.
Hera.
It's because I'm being quiet. Oh, yes. So. I think Solomon vaguely knows.
I
So-
vaguely know, but I chose not to say anything because I believe that is your business to share.
So, found an amulet. Did weird things to my brain. Worked out why. Working on it.
I mean
But-
by weird things, like took you over.
No.
Sorry, just above table, Nat is trying to remember the amulet also had the 7-pointed star on it, did it not?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
did indeed.
Did indeed.
But okay, so you have figured out why. But it might be useful to share with the group, as we know that there's reasons why that might be a problem, and it's connected to wider things. But if you're not comfortable, then that's fine.
It's easy to say that I'm not from here. I am Imperium born. Originally. And Sunny and I came to leave that behind us. The amulet is a symbol of the chosen and the conduit to which power is granted.
Sorry, Josh. How much would I actually know about any of that? I don't think that's the kind of thing they would have taught in school. No.
Yeah, history class. isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's the sort of thing that's sort of well above people's pay grades.
Yeah.
Not even common citizens of the Imperium would know about it.
Were you part of the cult?
Anyone from the Imperium's part of the cult. You don't have a choice. You are born into it.
Not the cult you're thinking of, Elodie. So don't worry about that.
Okay.
But it's the same symbology.
Same symbology, different meaning.
Okay. All right. Confusing. Okay. In that case, we need somewhere safe to keep this. And I mean, I would love to keep experimenting on it to see if it had practical applications. This, by the way, was distilled from the same water that the bears were drinking from.
It's good to hear that you were able to distill it. It is good to hear, but also worrying. So please keep that information within this group. Do not share it with anybody else. Otherwise, you will find that you'll have a second target on your back. If you can distill aether, pure aether, your value to Kimdak is just skyrocketed.
Oh, good. Well, I suppose it ought to be kept down here then, not next to Perry's journals.
No, definitely not. No, I have somewhere in here that I can store it, so that's fine.
Right.
Josh,
Yes.
this is the first time I've seen the ether since. Yeah, I don't think that Udric's ever seen it. At the mention of it having intelligence, can I see it? Does it have an aura?
Interesting. In order for you to see it, in order for you to see its aura, Elodie would need to open the case because it's currently behind. It's not like in a glass container or anything. It's in a lead box.
Okay.
directly into my mouth.
Let her
delicious,
drink
delicious
the
blubber.
slime.
I would like to
Nom, nom.
continue experiments on it, and I have been led to believe by your daughter that actually you have books down here that might help with my research into Aether if you were willing to let me read them.
Yeah, I have books down here, but if you want more books more in line with what you are trying to achieve with your, or what you're doing with your experiments, Perry's journals are the thing that would be the most informative. It's along the same sort of lines as what I believe you are currently trying to do.
Elodie's just got like big puppy dog eyes at Perry, like.
I'm sorry, is your memory on the fritz? I already said that you could look in the journal we've recovered.
Thank you.
Oh, just, when you have these emotional reactions, can you leave it till one time, please? It's
Sorry.
tiring.
Sorry.
You're forgiven.
Now, can we? Is there anything else that anybody would like to ask me before we head to the tavern?
Just quick. Can you? He points down at Hawthorne. Can you see what I'm pointing at?
No, but if you mean the fox is currently stood over with Perry.
We high five.
Be the fox.
The fox left your side as soon as it saw Perry and is now standing next to Perry.
No, I know that Perry. You know anything about that? Oh,
I know
it's
that
secret.
I know that it's otherworldly. I can't. It looks like a spirit to me.
Right. Eye contact with Hawthorne. I'm like, Bram has always been very cautious about being like, hey, how much information can I get while she is constantly observing me? Right. Okay. More mysteries, more secrets. Who's the note from, anyway? Who are we seeing?
Oh, someone called G.
Bram starts running.
Oh.
I thought he might react that way.
Yeah.
I guess we're done here.
As I said, unless you have anything else you wish to ask me.
I do, but I'm going to circle back later. This has been a lot.
Okay.
I do want to, as we're like walking up, just kind of hang back with Elodie and just go, so if you want to look into your mysteries, I am trying to currently work out how to redirect the power. And it's for the amulet, so if I can be any of use to your research and studies.
Yes, please. That would be good. Also, you should know. You didn't hear this from me. I made a promise not to worry you with this, but you ought to know that the Ether was having a reaction with Sunny. She was getting headaches, and I believe that they are connected. And it was reacting to her the same way that it reacted to you and Perry.
Good to know. Thank you.
She
I'll talk to
mentioned
you
something
later.
about a chorus. Does that mean anything to you?
What's everybody's passive insight?
15.
15.
11.
13.
Carry on.
Great.
It's just nice to ask questions
It's
sometimes.
just nice to ask these random questions for no apparent reason sometimes.
Dear Josh, knowing that it was attracted to me and Perry, and knowing Sunny's parentage, if I have theories about why Sunny might be hearing choruses, could I come up to a reasonable working...
If you have a theory yourself, I assume that Hera has the same theory.
So, I don't know, all I've got is like the theory of chorus of angels. You know, like angels being known as a chorus.
Oh.
And with Ether being the pure form of magic and seeming to having a relationship to people who are fiend fallen or angel blessed. And Sunny's parentage with her mother, I'm wondering if that's what she's hearing. Something connected to, like, both kind of species having this relationship to magic in a slightly different way.
Then I'd say that's a pretty solid assumption if that's what Hero wants to make. Yeah, definitely. Oh, Elodie, did you want to leave the Aether here, or are you bringing it with you?
I think that's a good idea.
May I?
Yes.
He takes it and he lifts his hand in the air, and you watch as electricity sparkles around it as it lifts up, and then it begins floating down the vault and disappears into darkness. That will be locked in a safe.
Will I be able to retrieve it if you are not here?
Not if I'm not here, but at any point that you want it, I will be here pretty much all of the time. So at any point that you wish to retrieve it, as long as you're not retrieving it for Kimdak, I will give it to you.
Suppose you better just not get kidnapped again.
Yes, I best not. Anyway, let's move. And he picks up his pace a bit. He's like, Brab's already up the stairs.
Bram is full on sprinting and then like slows down and is like, no, if I come charging in, that's scary. She thinks I'm dead. She thinks I'm a zombie. I don't. Maybe she's no, she wouldn't forget me. No. How do you talk to girls? No, she's not a girl. She's a woman. Covers one of his eyes. No, that's weird. I think by the time that the others catch up, where Bram is caught in indecision, and then sort of turns to like, so, got a lot of feelings. If that's who I think it is, she doesn't know I'm alive, right, Mr. Solomon?
He walks past you and goes, "It is who you think it is," and carries on walking.
No, she's very understanding. She's very worldly and probably will smite. I don't know if she could... Just... Yeah.
Can you have your moment while we're on the way, please?
Yeah, sure, Perry, sure.
Yeah, you got it, sub-story.
Yeah. Catch up with the others.
Slight flick of a smile on the side of his mouth, because Perry's giving people nicknames again.
Got the groove back, if barely.
Was I sub-story before? It's the return. It's the return of a classic.
Look, that one's sticking. It's
that's
so apt.
It just oh, my mum's back from the war.
You all make your way down towards where the tavern is. Now, the sun's pretty much set at this point. The last remnants of dusk can just be seen. However, the lights to the tavern are on, but there's no sounds of drinking or customers coming in and out. It looks like it's closed, which is evident when you get close to it, and there is a "We are closed" sign right outside of it.
We should probably knock then.
I suppose, but we have rooms in there. Or at least, Hero, Perry and I do.
There was a note. They're expecting us. Let's just go in.
I'm already through.
As you walk into the tavern, Solomon sort of manages to get his way in front and goes just behind Perry. As you all walk in, you can see that this room is full of people. As soon as the door sort of bursts open, any conversation that was being had stops, and they all turn to look at you. You can see both of the owners, Jana and Jonah Rifsir. You can see the blacksmith, Ingrid, is in here. The doctor of the infirmary, Carden, is in here. I forgot people's names. Perry is the name I forgot. Perry, you instantly recognize a large blue-scaled dragonkin figure with
my arch nemesis.
You get the Kill Bill.
You see this large figure stood there. Next to him is a smaller slightly smaller dragonkin with blue scales as well, with a large bow on her back. He has a large greatsword on his. They both look like they've got a few bandages wrapped around them. You can see a hooded figure with a mask on his face, wearing roguish-like clothing, no red bandanas or anything on him, swirling a knife while he's got his feet up on the table in one of the corners. There is a large, and I mean large for a human, dark-skinned man with a bald head with a large glaive on his back. He's got his arms crossed, and there's this large table in the center of the room with all of the bits of paper. Looks like a big map on the table. Leaning over it is a very finely armored golden dragonkin with long, flowing yellow hair, piercing gold eyes, really ornate horns that sort of drape down almost like her hair does. And she's leaning over and she's moving things around the map. And opposite her, in between the two blue dragonkin, sat at the table, is a Capra, or a goat folk girl, or woman, should I say, who looks like she's got a few bandages wrapped around her arms and wrapped around and on her face and everything. And you can see that they're all conversing, and then they all turn to look at you as you all walk in. And Solomon pushes in front of Perry, and they all sort of relax a little bit. You see some of them had sort of gone to draw weapons and things as you just sort of burst in, and Solomon nods and walks over. These are my people. They are with me. Please come in, everyone. Make yourselves comfortable on some seats. Shall I introduce each of you, or would each of you like to introduce yourselves? He's saying this to both groups.
Can I make a stealth check? Because I'm now really scared about scaring Greta. So I'm going to, even though I'm big and bulky, I'm trying to make myself as small and hidden away as I can.
Well, actually, on that, I was wondering, bursting into a room and announcing, "Hey, we have ether bears." So Udric's kind of already thinking we should try and be quiet here. So I'm going to accidentally cast Pass Without Trace, and you can add that to your roll, Tom.
Thank you kindly. So that's plus 10, right?
I think so.
So with disadvantage, that's a dirty 20. I'm the wind, baby.
You hide behind Udric, who is one of the largest people out of your group.
Yeah, again, we keep doing with the father-son thing. I'm just a kid who's just got very shy with a large amount of people. And I'm hiding. Yeah.
Should have rolled for my bear's stealth as well.
Yeah, you can roll for the bear stealth, yeah. I just imagine you all walk in and then you just see a come from Udric.
Just like a purple cloud emanates.
Purple.
All right.
Apple's bad.
Well, they didn't roll very well. I got a 3 for one and a 6 for the other, so plus whatever mods is probably not high. Oh, but plus 10.
Yeah, plus 10, plus 2, I reckon. So 15 and... Was it 15 and 16?
Yeah,
3 to 4?
Or
3 to 6, sorry. So it'd be
18.
15 and 18. 18's good. But yes, you walk in and Solomon goes, "Would you like to introduce yourselves to each other? Or shall I do it?"
If we're just rolling for the sake of it, I would like to clock out who are the most dangerous people that I should be paying attention to in this room.
You don't need to roll. Definitely don't need to roll, because you cannot pinpoint who is the most dangerous in this room.
Everyone in this
very
room
dangerous.
Are these Are these guys level 10 who should be doing the main plot?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like I can take out the tavern owners, because I think that's...
Oh yeah, you could probably take out the tavern owners. If anybody was to stand out, and Udric would be the one that would pick up on this before anybody else, it is the golden dragonkin that is leaning over the table. Her aura is golden, and it's, whereas everybody else's auras looks a little bit sort of faint and almost like see-through in some cases. Hers is solid and bright and pretty much like in your face golden. almost like a flashbang in your face until you get used to it.
You probably see Udric slightly fixated on this person then if you were trying to...
Yeah. To be clear, I'm also defining dangerous as leadership. So I'm kind of clocking
Golden Dragonborn.
that. Yeah.
Or Dragonkin, should I say. Golden Dragonkin is exuding leader.
Leading the leading.
Right, well, I mean, if nobody else is going to talk, Madam Mayor, this is my group. We have Udric, we have Peripatea, we have Elodie, we have Abraham, and we have Hira.
Who's Abraham?
Be me. Kind of appearing around Udric. And of course, I am looking for the reaction from one person.
It's one of it's like in one of those. It's like in an anime where you see somebody's trying to hold their emotions and they do the whole blacking out of the eyes with no facial expression. It's that at the minute. You can't see her eyes and she's stone faced.
I step back behind Udric. Again, not sort of just heartbroken. Just like, no react. Okay. Yeah.
Step forward, hand out to the mayor who
You finally met.
finally met you. It's good to finally make your acquaintance.
Ah, right, yes. So you are the ones who have... You are the ones who have broken the deal with the Reavers. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. I was looking for a loophole to try and get out of that. So I must thank you for that. My name is Merida. And she holds her hand out. Merida Lavandi is my name. I am the mayor of Merkstead.
Yes, here at Castillo, we did not necessarily intend to break this. But it happened.
Let's just say that we were a force that would not be moved by their threatening ways.
Be clear, there weren't supposed to be any witnesses.
Yes, it's always a pain when that happens. Anyway,
They attacked
this...
us first.
But then I'm glad you defended yourself. She turns to the large, darker-skinned person with the glaive, bald head standing behind her. This is Zatanir. He is my personal bodyguard, longtime friend. The one over there with the mask and the hood, that is Zed. These two dragonkin opposite me with the blue scales. This is Thaddeus Lake, and this is his wife, Thena Lake.
Fluffy. I know you. You're fluffy.
He looks at you with a look of contempt as you called him Fluffy.
I return it with absolute confidence.
I believe that you know both of the tavern owners here. This is Greta Lighthoof. She does not react in any way whatsoever. And this is Ingrid, the blacksmith. I would like to formally introduce ourselves. Although I am the mayor of... Oh, this is card in the doctor as well. Although we are official higher-ups of the town of Merkstead, we would like to formally introduce ourselves to you and your group as the Sparrows.
So you both lead the town above ground and sneakily underground as well.
Yes, we've been trying to free the town from the threat that the Reavers possess for a long time now. We're not all of us in this room, other than the two tavern owners. We are not originally from this town. A lot of us journeyed here together and found a home here, made a home here, and have decided that we need to protect it. Although that protection for a time was through paying the Reavers and was not something that we always wanted to do, but is something that we needed to do to save the civilians. But now that we have a little bit of backup, looking towards all of you, we might have the opportunity to take the fight to them.
Forgive me, but you all seem very powerful individuals in your own right and have been working as a very solid team for a while. Why do you need us?
She looks to Solomon. Solomon said that we would need more people to help us. I trust Solomon's word on that, and having more people around is better. Those of us who are here, Thaddeus and his wife work with the town guard. All of us work within the infrastructure of the town itself, so we need a group of people who do not work within that infrastructure. Our job is to protect the people. Your job is going to be to take the fight to the Reavers.
Oh, that we can do.
I've heard, and I'm
We'll do
very
it.
impressed.
We'll continue to do it extremely well and extremely annoyingly.
Good. There are some other things that need to be dealt with first before we can tackle the imminent threat of the Reavers. We need to scupper their plans, as it were. And she lets out a little bit of a smile when she says that.
That's a fun word. I like that word.
It is. Now, before we carry on with the conversation we were having before you came in, I'm guessing a lot of you might have some questions. I'm willing to answer them before we carry on with this meeting.
Who, what, where, how, and why?
That is a very good question. That has many aspects to it, and we will have to answer while we were talking about the plan. If there is nothing else, then please pull up a chair, and we shall begin our meeting.
Also, why have I never been able to find you? I have tried to go to your office several times, to the fact that you need to go and have your secretary a little bit more trained up on how to deal with the public. I do apologize that I think I may have traumatized them for life, but still, appear in public once.
I will try. I did hear about somebody who was consistently badgering my secretary. I'm glad to put a face to the name.
It's not badgering. I just like to know who people are and who the available useful resources are.
And that is
Be a
clever way
better
to live.
resource. That
I
is
try
it.
to be.
Not good enough. Let's go.
You pull up a chair. Everybody pulls up a chair, and
Josh, before you go into that spiel, can I just double check? Because I was paying attention, I promise, but something has just pinged in my head. Out of the list of people who are in this room, are any of them fiend fallen?
yes, the doctor.
The doctor is fiend fallen.
Yes.
Okay.
Dr. Cardun is a fiend fallen with more goatish-like horns.
Sure.
Like the big ram-style horns, is what I should say. As everybody pulls up a chair, all of the others all now begin to form around and sit down, other than the two tavern owners. They bring out food and drinks and begin putting them on the table and pouring them out, and they then take their position up behind the bar. They're listening in on the conversation, they're just not around the table. You do notice that there is one chair empty. And Merida just says, right, our meeting will begin now. I would like to have noted that Agatha is not available. Agatha is currently on other errands in Ostragos at the moment. I had a report back from her recently that the heist is not going particularly well, and the Magitech resources that she is trying to ascertain are being moved soon, so that is something that we're going to have to deal with. And those who know about that nod. Right. Please, I am not going to take this. I am not going to be the head of this particular meeting itself. She looks towards Greta. Greta is the one who is going to inform everybody of what she has discovered during her missions. And Merida sits down and begins sipping on some tea as Greta stands up. Again, that very anime-esque, you can't see her eyes or her facial expression type thing going on. We were tasked with going up the mountain to scout out Kimdak's base and establish what it was that he was trying to do, what forces he has, and any other information. We managed to get quite close to the peak, to the point where we could see the ruins itself. He's built a scaffolding network around the frame of the temple, trying to pry the doors open with pulley systems and a lot of labor. He has access to a large bear that has been strongly mutated through, we believe, the use of mutations. This purple liquid that he carries around with him, or has on site, should I say. We have learnt through eavesdropping that Kingdak is aware of what is needed to open the door. He needs the blood of 2 fiend fallen, 2 angel blessed, and one that stands between, along with a large portion of aether power. We know that he has been unsuccessful with the aether power. Looks over to one of the bears that did not stealth very well, and we know that Kingdak has what is known as an angel blessed in his possession. We have seen this angel blessed. They are a dark-haired elven person who was apparently pulled from the sea during a conflict at Halbeck.
Sorry, pulled from the sea?
Yes. It's the information that we've gained. She was captured by the Imperium. Solomon goes a bit white when she says that.
Describe her to me.
We only saw parts of her. We weren't able to get close to her or anything. We could only see her from a distance, but she was had long black hair, was wearing very raggedy clothing, looked to be elven of descent.
Wandering free or a prisoner?
Prisoner, tied up. Looks like she's being fed well enough, but it's not being allowed to wash or anything like that. She's being kept as a prisoner.
Near Halbeck.
Near Halbeck, yes. Solomon's looking at you while you're saying this.
Good to know. Carry on.
We managed to swipe some papers from Solomon. Not from Solomon, you're Solomon. We managed to swipe some papers from one of Kindak's outer posts. A bunch of his people are being sent on various missions around the continent to locate items that could be used to help unlock the door further. One of those lists is one of the lists that he has is a list of people that he needs in order to open the door. As I said, already has 1 angel blessed. One of the names on there was a Minerva Coldwell. It's noted down as an angel blessed. Then we have Vesenia as one of the fiend fallen, and we also have another child. We have a child on here called Mana. Mana is one of the daughter of Carden, same age as. Goes to school with my little boy Oro.
I am rolling to see how much attention I pay to the other children. And to be fair, I rolled a natural 17, so I will vaguely know who that is.
You remember in one of the previous episodes where you opened the door to Jahana, who was taking the kids to school? Mm-hmm. You do remember seeing a fiend-fallen little girl there called Mana, who Sunny called by name. It's one of her friends.
I hear some of the stories that comes up a lot in Sunny's post-school talks.
And one thing that we are unsure of is who the one that stands between is. We don't understand what that means.
But it's not me.
Okay, she says to that.
No further explanation.
Okay, right. Unfortunately, we tried to sneak in a little bit further to try and get the prisoner out, trying to sabotage Kindak's plans. We were unsuccessful in this, and we were chased out of the camp. This is why we are injured. We had to fight our way out. Kimdak is working with not just he's not just in control of the Reavers. He's also working with a figure known as Mortigan, who is a higher up within the Imperium, and there is also a man there called Guile, Professor Guile, I believe. He turned up 2 days ago with a cult of worshippers in red robes. Finally, there have been sightings of undead that have been funneled through tunnel networks up into the caves. These undead have been infused with large amounts of this aether and have mutated and developed additional abilities. And it is believed, and through what we had heard, a woman known as Savannah is on her way to join their group.
Oh, that bitch.
I see you have some history with them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just a bit.
We also found reports of a creature, being, monster that has approached Kimdak and has allowed itself to be experimented on, something that has been heavily mutated by both undeath and aether. We believe there's the name, I'm sorry to say this, Solomon, but the name Luca came up, and that was all we were able to ascertain during our mission. And she sits back down, pulls her chair in, as everybody sort of goes a bit quiet, a bit like the players are at the moment. Yes, Hira?
I would like to roll for nefarious plans and coinkydink, please, because again,
Okay.
this
Yeah.
seems too good. Which
Yeah.
what do I add to 18?
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure what it is you actually want to roll.
It's a coinkle-dinkle roll.
Look, here's
It's a roll.
okay. As someone who is very focused on plans upon plans and how to use your enemy's fears against themselves in order to win the day, how much of this is like just trying to work out? Again, don't know these people, and they've just come out of the to make a pun of it, the ether. How much of it is a confirmation that we are very connected and this is just how fate rolls, and how much of this is trap to get us? That's what I'm trying to insight is. I guess it is. It's just like, what is happening?
You can tell from your insight check that
So 23 then.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell that what they're saying is the truth. There's definitely no sense that anybody in here, in this place at least, is trying to deceive you. In terms of what's happening up in the mountains, that sounds like that's got trap written all over it, especially considering the fact that, I mean, you don't know what Elodie's real name is, but the fact that your name and the name of a child in the town is on their list of people that they want, plus potentially the angel blessed that they already have. And
I'm watching the mention of Luca, and look, I don't know Minerva, but I was watching that play Elodie's face for Professor Guile, and I'm like, okay, that's a thing.
Yeah.
I will say that when the name Minerva came up, if you're quite perceptive, you probably saw Perry just kind of have a nervous glance over and do a little nod. Tried to be subtle, probably didn't do it very well.
Elodie is just like eyes at the floor. Like you know her enough now to know that the menagerie are probably screaming at her.
And Udric can see that. He can't hear it, but he can see the different colours flaring up every time one of them is talking louder than the other.
I think Udric would possibly try and sidle over to Elodie and just go, do you need a moment?
What? I'm sorry?
Do you need a bit of time to process?
Yes, I do actually. She's gonna use that to just sort of slip out the front door.
You step out the front door. And Solomon sort of leans back in his chair a little bit, stroking what little beard he has. He does have quite a big beard, but he's stroking it, sort of mulling over everything. And Merida just looks over all of you. Right, well, that's an awful lot of information at once, and it definitely means that things are a lot more dire than I thought. That's not good. So we need to up our plans. Do we have any sort of time scale on when they're looking to do things? And Greta, it's not Greta that comes forward this time, it's Thena, the female red blue scaled dragonkin, steps forward and yes, I did some scouting on some of the other posts while Greta and Thaddeus were looking through the other posts, and I found that there is a timetable. They are looking for the next twin moon in order to perform the ritual to get into the temple itself. That's when everything's looking to go down, and judging by the solar lunar gobbledygook, she doesn't say gobbledygook, she says the actual thing, we're looking at in 3 weeks' time. Right, well that's... And Solomon leans forward. Right, well that gives us a little bit of time to get ourselves prepared then, which is good.
I would advise against a direct assault. Knowing this much information highly suggests any sort of trap that they will be very prepared for. Perry, I apologize.
Yeah, sorry, one thing. Don't give me that look, Fluffy. It's fine. I can ask questions too. Have they mentioned anything about finding any journals that they were looking for?
There was some mention of... Thaddeus is the one that's going to step forward, Fluffy. There were some mention of journals, something about one of the groups in the underground having 3 of them. The other 2 Kimdak has in his possession, has in his personal quarters at the temple itself. We have no idea what journals he has. We just know that whatever information he's been able to get from them has allowed him to up the process of getting into that temple. He just needs the other journals in order to finish it, or somebody who has the information that's in those journals. He did try... We did see him talking to Solomon when Solomon was there. Solomon nods. But, I mean, we're guessing that you didn't say anything to Solomon. Solomon, no, I didn't say anything to him about anything else that he needed. Any information that he needs from the journals.
Maybe I shouldn't have announced that I was back to him. That's fine. It's probably fine.
Solomon sort of goes... Solomon's face is like, yeah... But he doesn't express that too much.
Hey, I wouldn't have done it if you weren't so untrustworthy, buddy. Sorry, it's family drama.
Right, okay. Okay, so we need to formulate a plan of how we're going to stop what he's doing. Now, Solomon, I know that the mercenary company is burnt down, but do you still have access to that book? The one that exhumes magic? This is Merida talking. Yeah, yes, I do. Unfortunately, I'm still unable to read it, although I have... located an item that would allow me to read it a lot easier, but it's just getting there that's the problem. Right, well, I suggest you send a team of people to go retrieve this item as soon as possible. It is important that we are able to read that book so that we can try and stop his plans. In the meantime, I do have another request, and this is Solomon talking again. Difficult making yourself talk at so many different NPCs. Don't do this again, Josh. I have a request. Rodney is seriously ill at this point. I will get the key from Tally for Goggle Springs. I heard it mentioned within my group. Is Agatha going to be okay if we take what we need from there? Merida leans forward. Yes. She'll be fine with whatever it is you need. Any magical magical needs you need to help with his treatment, please just go ahead with it. Okay, right. Right, so we are going to formulate a plan, and we're going to meet back here in 3 days' time. Your party, you're not required to attend the meeting. We will filter down what the missions will be for each of you when that time comes, okay?
I'll be there.
Good. 3 days is like 40 sessions for us, so it's fine.
I do suggest that we focus on 3 weeks is too short a time to necessarily destroy the enemy. But if they need it for the next twin moon, then if we can halt it through any kind of skirmish tactics, division tactics, anything that mean that they have to wait until the next round in order to do it again and prevent them from getting their hands on any more information, that would be good.
Merida cocks an eyebrow and has a big grin on her face. I like the way you think. That was my exact thinking. If we can prevent them from getting all of the assets that they need, they're going to have to wait until the next twin moons, which will be in 3 months' time. 3 months after the next one is what I mean.
That is a much easier timescale for destruction.
That is the plan, is to sabotage them to the point where they have to push their plans back. It might make them more aggressive towards us, but I think with all of us working together, that will be something we will be able to handle.
Can I put in a special request to be on the crew that gets the translation thingy?
I'm sure you can. Yes, definitely, if that's what you want, yes.
Oh, you know it's what I want.
I will speak to all of you about that in private shortly. Merida's like, I think our time here is done now anyway, so we are going to take our leave as she gets up. Everybody else leaves, so
anyone wants to volunteer for any training in the next couple of days so that we can get to know each other?
Who's volunteering for training?
Before people leave, I want to fight someone.
I
don't care who right now.
All of the fighting-looking people turn around and go, okay, we'll meet you at the pits in a few days then. Because they're all
Talking to you,
waiting for
Fluffy.
it. Oh, I definitely know that I owe you a fight.
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
Bonding
Get ready
through
for an ass
violence.
whooping.
Yeah.
I remember Pipsqueak, and he walks out.
Okay, Flufficles.
So it just leaves in this room, other than yourselves, Solomon, the two owners. Merida is still in here, and so is her bodyguard Zat in here.
Think as
I was going to say, Greta just walked past.
Oh, Greta's still in. Greta's still here as well. Sorry, yeah, Greta is here.
Bram has pretty much not been. She said Oro, and he just hasn't stopped looking at her. He's just saying, yeah. Go on, go on, Sean.
No, I was just going to say, if a bunch of people kind of left, Udric would have tried to slip out just to check on Elodie.
Yeah. Elodie, as the doors open and all of these different people walk out, Udric follows behind with the two bears.
I think it would have been too quick for you to have noticed, but as soon as there was louder sound, she would have been having a full conversation whispered, but as soon as chair scraping noises happened inside, she'll just be sort of stood outside her like this.
Everything all right?
I think everyone's in danger with me being here.
I think you're in danger if you're not here.
I don't know, Udric. I think it might be better for everyone if I wasn't.
Well, if that's the case, then I certainly don't think that you should be going on your own. So, where are we off to?
You don't understand. I can't leave just yet. I need to speak to Miss Lighthoof about a thing. But after that, Oh gosh, no, and Rodney. I need to help Rodney with his leg. But after that, then I did promise to help Harry with some things. But no, after that, I definitely need to leave.
We'll all help each other. But if time comes to leave, then you don't have to travel on your own. It's a dangerous world out there.
That's very kind of you. Have you not made roots here, though?
Roots? Hardly. I mean, well, in literal terms, yes, I've been doing some gardening, but I can uproot any time. In fact, I should probably be going home at some point.
Where is home?
Where is home, Josh? Shauna's always forgetting.
That's fine. It's the small town of Eldmire, which Elodie would have passed through to get here.
Eldmire. It was right on the cusp of everything that happened with the Rising, so not holding my breath.
How was it when I passed through, Josh?
In a state of rebuilding still, even though it's been 10 years, because of how small the town was, they were still in the process of rebuilding from it all. They did get hit quite hard, even though they were right on the border.
It looked like a relatively new settlement, lots of structural work. How long ago did you leave?
Apparently, I left about 10 years ago, just before I joined the Rising.
Oh.
Didn't know
Apparently.
that was what it was being killed.
Oh. I'm sorry. It sounds like you've been through a lot.
No more than most.
But also, they said something about Aluka, your friend.
I picked up on that and all. That would explain some things.
We've been saying about going into the mountains, I suppose. A lot of paths seem to be taking us there whether we want to or not.
I'm just a soldier. I'll go where I'm told. But if you need someone that's is a bit handy in a fight, yeah, you got friends in us.
We'll give the bears a scratch. I appreciate that. Thank you. And likewise, if I can do anything to help.
Well, I mean, let's see how you get on with your looking into this ether stuff. Might be able to help all of us.
Hopefully so, and hopefully not make things much, much worse. We'll just sort of hang out, giving the bears a bit of a fuss, getting fresh air for a bit.
Udric's not one to extend a conversation. Like, he's perfectly happy in silence, so we'll just kind of hang out and quiet. And I guess keep an eye on Elodie's aura and, like, see if it kind of calms down as well.
It has a bit.
Yeah, definitely a lot calmer now. There's a sort of like a warm colouring from all of it, like they're all collectively giving Elodie one big feathered hug. Going back inside with Merida and Zatania still there, she's just having a conversation with Solomon. You hear one of the chairs sort of push out, and a hoofed walk, sort of swift and quick, walks towards Bram. As Udric is no longer there, Bram is now fully visible. And before you have any time to react, Bram, there you get slapped across the face so hard that you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage from it.
Fair.
Even Perry didn't do damage to Solomon with that slap.
That's how hard it was.
He is furious. Again, I think with that I actually have like bit my tongue and there's just blood pouring down. So Mm.
And she finally looks up at you, and there's tears pouring down her eyes.
Bram is also crying.
I waited for you. Didn't even have the decency to tell me you were still alive. I had to hear it from Solomon.
It's not an excuse, Grit, but I forgot. There's holes. The last thing I remember is a swamp. And then I'm in the ocean, and I'm dead, and there's blood. I went looking. I went the last place that I knew that you and
then
your
she pulls you in
parents
and gives you a massive hug.
Yeah. Full on sobbing. Complete, like 5 years worth of trauma is just pouring out of this man.
You just hear the sounds upstairs. You hear a young voice go, "No, wait, he'd stay here. No, go down." Just hear footsteps come running down the stairs as both Sunny and a small orcish boy come out from the bottom of the stairs, and the orcish boy runs over to Greta, "Mummy," and gives her a big hug. He's got a big black cowboy hat on his head.
I told you that was a plot point. I let it.
Am I a granddad?
Yeah, I think
The granddads.
someone needs to message Mike. Bram steps back because, and yeah, that's baby him. That's little tuskies and everything. But it's not her. It's not his place. Yeah.
She pulls herself away just before the little boy jumps in for a hug to hug her. She pulls herself away from you, quickly spins round on her feet with a agility, acrobatics is the word I'm looking for, that you wouldn't have thought that she would have. But
I would. She's a goat. She
spins, crouches down
And not
onto
just
her
in the
knee,
animal.
literally. Yeah.
and she picks her little boy up and gives him a big hug. And she goes, "Oro, you should be listening to what Johanna says, please. If she tells you to stay upstairs, you need to stay upstairs." And he's like, "Yeah. Who's a strange man? He's got a really cool hat on his head." Yes, very strange man indeed. Yes, just an old friend of mine. Where we were just saying goodbye." And she looks towards you.
No, I was heading off.
No, don't worry, I'm leaving. And she walks out the door.
Good to see you, Miss Lighthoof.
And then another set of footsteps happens. And Tally is at the bottom of the stairs, and she looks frantic and panicked, hair sort of stricken across her face. "Is the doctor still around? Is he around anywhere? Please, something's wrong with Lilla."
I'll go get him.
Right, okay. Dad, come on. And Solomon's like, "Oh, right." And he goes to go upstairs, and Merida's got a bit like an interested look on her face and sort of follows up as well, along
see
with
if I
the
can
bodyguard.
Do any lay on hands just to keep whatever's happening at bay?
Do you go up as well? So
Yeah. I grabbed Sunny when she was chasing her new friend, and I'm just like taking them back upstairs.
Yeah. Just before Solomon goes upstairs, everybody else rushes up, and it just lit with Bram. You said you went to get the doctor, didn't you?
I'm going to run after the doctor. Yeah.
Yeah. Hira's gone upstairs. The two owners of the tavern have gone out the back to start cleaning things up. It leaves, just before Solomon goes upstairs, it leaves Solomon and Perry down here on their own.
Solomon, before you head up there, one quick question I forgot to ask earlier.
Yes, please.
We've been knocking around for a good few thousand years, so this is a challenge you might know. Does the name Solarimus ring any bells?
Solarimus. There was... Yes, Samarilis does ring a bell. There's books written about him now. He was a famous roguish type back in the day. form of yourself was quite smitten with him one of your previous lives.
That explains something.
Very, very much a hero to the people of southern Aslora, which is the kingdom. Yes. Why? Why'd you ask?
Oh, that's one of the ghosts haunting Elodie.
Right.
But you. Oh, wait. I don't know if I was supposed to keep that secret or not. We didn't cover that in our pinky promise. It's probably fine. She would have mentioned it if she didn't want me to tell anyone.
I'm sure when she's ready, when or if she's ever ready to speak about it, she will. I won't press it or anything.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I also won't tell her that you told me.
Yeah, good man. Okay, you go up to your granddaughter. I'm gonna get some booze, and I hop over the bar.
Yeah, hop over the bar. As you hop over the bar, the Jana, the female owner, comes out and let me help you. Pours you. What would you like to drink?
Something sweet.
I've got a sweet whiskey. No, I've got a rum here. Would you like a rum? Sweet rum?
Okay, I'm going to leave this for another episode, but I wanted to experiment with putting jelly beans in rum.
Okay, yeah, we definitely do that in another episode. But Bram runs and grabs the doctor. Do you say anything to Elodie and Udric as you sort of run past?
Let us take a turn. I'm getting the doctor.
What?
She's got sick. Healing. Good. Both of you might be useful. Go.
Okay.
Do you think you've got the scent of the doctor?
I'll go get the doctor. Yeah, no, I can find. Yeah. Oh, you're talking to the bears.
I'll send Kissifer with Bram.
Yeah, runs off.
Running in sync. Just.
Yeah. It doesn't take too long. He'd only just gone up the road just past the bakery, so you're able to quickly grab him and come back. So does Elodie go upstairs to the room?
Yeah, she would have, as Greta left, would have gone to say, Miss Lighthoof, sorry, we didn't get a chance to talk before. I was wondering, you look tired. Will you be around for an appointment perhaps tomorrow?
Yes, please stop by my shop tomorrow.
Thank you.
I need to get this little one to bed. Thank you thank you. And she sort of walks off.
But yes, as soon as Bram has said that, we'll scoot up.
Yeah. And what does Udric do? Do you wait for the bear to come back, or?
No, I trust Bram with the bears. So I've got one bear that I'll take with me to the room. I guess Udric's going to try and see if he can do the same thing, like observe the illness.
Yeah.
As
you all get into the room, just before the doctor gets there, Hera tries some lay on hands, and it doesn't work. In terms of how Lilla currently looks, she's in the same clothes that Elodie saw her in this morning. So she's got the tank top and the bottoms on. She's laying in the bed. She looks like she's just asleep, but she's laying on her back. She doesn't have a weapon in her hands, which she normally sleeps with her short sword in her hands. And her skin is slightly paler colour than what it normally is. Not quite like a dead colour, but a like she's full of flu sort of colour, like really, really pale and drained of all colour. And but she just looks like she's sleeping soundly with sweat sort of forming on the top of her head. And Tally's at her bedside and is mopping her head every time sweat begins to form. But as soon as she mops one lot away, another lot forms. Hera tries lay on hands. It doesn't do anything, even with the
neutralizing a poison or curing a disease.
Yeah,
so it's
definitely doesn't do anything.
Cool.
Udric?
I think with the others, any medicine checks that we can do just to go and make the doctor's job easier.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to make a medicine check, they can. Udric, you want to do detect poison, don't you?
Detect poison, yes.
You cast it. You don't detect anything within her bloodstream, but you do notice that there is an infection around a scar on her chest. It's a light infection.
I will convey that. She seems to have some sort of chest infection localized around this scar.
It's not anything natural, or I would have been able to affect it. 24 on a medicine check, so probably just confirming that.
Yeah, literally just exactly that, confirming that whatever it is not, it's not, the magic is not working against it.
Can my roll have been Arcana?
Yeah, you can roll Arcana.
I've already rolled, it would be an 18.
18. So with Arcana, it's also not magical. There's no magical sort of essence coming other than the sort of magical essence that Lila exudes normally, which is almost like you go to touch her skin, you get like a bit of stag come off of her hand sort of thing. But with this, it's whatever this sort of infection is, doesn't feel magical is the word I'm looking for.
It's not magical, it's not poison.
Yeah.
Is it purple?
It's not purple, no. The doctor.
What's that leaf?
I like it. See, in D&D with gods, if it's not natural or magic, it's divine.
And the doctor comes in and he looks her over. I have not seen her in this condition since she was 5 years ago was the last time she was in this condition. And he begins trying to cast magic on her again to no avail. He takes on the notes that you've given and he just looks completely baffled. It's not until Merida steps forward and looks her up and down and leans forward and flicks some hair out of her eye. Try your thing again, please, Hira, whatever it was you did. Localize it on this wound.
Okay, yeah. Lay of hands.
You do lay of hands to remove poison or disease again, and you watch from Udric's vision with the poison and disease up, but you saw the infection, or whatever it was, the type of infection it fades. It was the type of poison that required 2 bouts of healing to get rid of it, rather than 1. But she's still asleep. The sweat sort of stops, and she's still sleeping. And the doctor leans forward and opens her eyes and flashes a light cantrip in her eyes to try and have a look at what's going on. I don't understand why she's not waking up. And Merida leans forward again. Leans right in and gives her a good sniff. I don't know how this is possible, but she seems to be in the slumber.
Say that as if the slumber is capitalized.
Yes, it's a condition that dragons and dragonkin suffer with, can do. It's like a form of hibernation, but a normal mortal shouldn't be able to suffer with it. I don't understand why she has it. She doesn't have any scales on her body, does she? Natalie's like, no, I've never seen any scales on her. Might be some research that we might need to do. And Carden looks over to Solomon, and Solomon goes, it was the blood transfusion. When she was stabbed, she lost a lot of blood, and I gave her some of mine. That's where this has come from. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. This has been Roll Together RPG. I apologise that this has gone on a little bit longer than what it should have, but there was lots of talking, lots of information to give. The episodes will start to mellow out a bit now as the group get to explore around the town a little bit more.
Will they?
Look at my son! Pride is not the word I'm looking for!
Welcome to parenthood.
I have missed so many birthdays. What do 5-year-olds like? Transformers?
Chainsaws.
Chainsaws, hammer! We got a hammer.
Yes, anyway, if you have liked what you have seen, please do consider watching us on Mondays and Tuesdays, where we do D&D content, and live sessions where we do a little bit of world building, a little bit of chatting, and every now and then we will do non-D&D content, which isn't live, it's pre-recorded, like this stuff is. Massive thank you to our sponsors and supporters, and to the D20 Club. They are fantastic. They are the best. You can join them from as little as one of your local currency per month, or one goat, which must be sent to Dom. Follow all the links in chat and description below for all of those. Speaking of the description below, if you are watching us on YouTube, please do consider leaving us a like, subscribing to the channel, and commenting below. It helps the algorithm tell us what you like, so we know what to make more of. Thank you very much to all of my players for putting up with my bullshit, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.